What's good? What's good? What's good, people? Black Eyes TV in the house once again. Another True Talk Tuesday. Yeah, what's good? See me? Am I coming through live? Hopefully, I am. Hopefully, you can hear me, you can see me clearly. Um, Welcome back to another Black Eyes TV True Talk. I hope you've enjoyed the weather today and enjoyed your day. I have definitely enjoyed the day, but as I got closer to this time of having to do this show, my energy is just drained. So I apologize if I sound low or if I sound less than energized. It's nothing personal. It's just me getting my energy levels back. But big up to everyone joining us again, as always. True Talk Tuesday. Come together. We talk about different subject matters. It's an open panel show, so the link is there in the description. It's in the description of the video, and it's on the in the chat box on YouTube. So again, anybody can join, anyone can jump on, voice their opinions, say what they got to say. Today we are talking about, when do we separate good information from the person it's coming from, or should we not? Because I wanted to kind of bring this opening part, despite wherever it may go, because I'm seeing a lot of people talk about this Derrick Jackson and a few other people that have been giving advice and talking on different subject matters, and then being found to not living up to what they've been preaching. Or obviously, understandably, everybody's going to be upset. They're going to claim that they're fraud, which they are, for saying certain things and not living to it. But amongst that, how much of what those people are saying is still stands as real information, as opposed to who they are, whatever they've been exposed for. For me, let me give you a classic example of when I feel like there's a problem. Obviously, the word or the conscious community statement is it's an out there statement. It can be construed in many different ways as far as who is the conscious community and whatever. But I've heard a lot of people, in regards to people like Brother Polite or Umar Johnson, as soon as something happened personally, whether it be Umar Johnson and the scandal with the girl that he had a couple years ago, or this ongoing situation with the school. I know there's people that don't agree with what he's doing or what has gone on in the past, but then in regards to himself and some of the actions he may do, how much of what he says stands up as truth that we need to kind of keep rolling with? I feel like as a Black community, sometimes we have great leaders, we have great speakers that come along and say different things and do different things. And remember, there's context to this. There's actual Black leaders that I believe need to be held to a somewhat of a higher standard personally, as well as to what they're saying. And then you have, social commentary people, YouTubers, me, anybody who wants to voice an opinion and who can, on their day, be spitting some real bars. But again, if that person doesn't turn out to live up to the standards of what you had in your head based on what they're saying, at what point do you separate the information and simply go on with that information and drop that person by the side, as far as understanding they're only human? They can change their opinion. They can do the complete opposite to whatever they're saying, all of these aspects. So that's what I want to talk about today. We can talk about people by name. Big up Black Voltron, big up yourself every time, brother. Yeah, we can talk about people by name, the Derrick Jackson situation. We can talk about Black leaders from the past, and analyzing what certain philosophies we should be holding on to as opposed to what we need to drop. Or if you're one of these people that feels like, in the Derrick Jackson situation anyway, from someone's being proven to not be holding it up, not be doing what they're saying, then there's just no point in listening to nothing that that person's got to say. Full stop. I'm interested to hear, obviously the conversation can go anywhere, but that's where I would like to start. I would like to hear people's opinion on that, the information versus the person it's coming from. When do we separate? Is there a good time? Is there a particular way it should be done? Yeah, and any of the current situations like the Derrick Jackson thing, if you want to come on, you want to voice your opinion about that, how you see it. I haven't watched loads of his shows, to be fair. I've seen a few bits and bobs. So, anybody who wants to come fill me in on whatever. Or, as I said, if you want to talk about Black leadership and the standards in which we hold them. And again, what's the difference between philosophies and straight information that is directly linked to the person? That's what we're talking about today. The link is in the chat. The link is in the description. As always, if you want to donate, hit the PayPal button in the banner, or the Cash App is Black Eyes TV7. Yeah, support the channel. There should be some more shows this week to come, but we'll deal with that later. So again, as always, True Talk Tuesday, jump on, voice your opinion, come chat with me about the subject. Say what you need to say. I hope you all had a great day in the sun. Yeah, enjoyed it. Wagwan DC, big up yourself every time, brother. Yeah, me. But yeah, I mean, we're talking about information versus who it's coming from. When do we drop the information? When do we drop the person separate from the information? When do we realize that we're hearing gems and we stick to the gems, as opposed to when do we throw everything out? When has somebody done something where now we can't listen to anything they're saying? I want to hear people's opinion. I want to hear what people got to say about the Derrick Jackson situation or whoever else. As I said, there's a big standards in which we hold Black leadership to, as opposed to, social commentators, YouTubers. That's a different shout. But at the same time, if they're not living up to what they're talking, does that change real bars? That's what I'm asking. Big up Victor, big up Cosmic Thoughts, big up Mr. Pirate Brain. Yeah, the link is in the chat. Come true, people, come chat with me. Yeah, further the conversation somewhere. I don't know where it will end up or where it will go. Again, you're always welcome to come voice your opinion. That's the point of True Talk Tuesday. It allows anybody to come, jump on the platform, voice your opinion with me. We're talking about information and people. When do we separate it? I was saying earlier, it disturbs my spirit when I hear certain people talk or have talked in the past about, certain people doing something wrong, and now it destroys their whole viewpoint of the whole conscious scene, or, I'm not in it no more because this person done that, or this person stole money from the community, so now the dead flop, I don't want no part of it. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're talking about. I want to hear your opinion. Yeah, is it baby and bath water out, or when do we need to separate? Wagwan Vic, unmute your mic, brother, so them can hear.
Yo, Richie, Dark Ice, TV7.
Wagwan, brother. Everything, Chris?
Everything nice, brother. Everything nice, everything good,
you
man.
Enjoy the sun today?
Yes, I did. Them 2 lovely days we had, makes a difference, Yeah, for what it's worth, I just went out there and just soaked it up a little bit, just looked into it as well, just before sundown, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, to get that real information, the real information, because you can't separate yourself from the sun, can you?
Well, I tell you, it's definitely needed.
Yeah, but you can't separate yourself from the sun. Yeah, you can't separate, because the sun don't fake. It don't fake. It is what it is. So when I heard you talk about that Derrick Jackson for a minute, I think, yeah, the guy was dropping some real, common sense stuff, but then he should have made it act like he was just giving us the information, but he's trying to go like he lives that life. You see that? So when he got caught out, he did it to himself, bro. If he'd have come real and said, listen, guys, this is what really it is. But I don't live like that. But I'm just giving you information. You see? But he trying to make out like he is that guy. You see that? Just to get more likes. You understand? The ladies fell for it. But he just like any other guy like me and you, blood. That's it.
Well, this.
You know what I mean?
Hold on. This is the thing. This is the thing. And let me ask you this, yeah, because again, and I was having this short conversation with my brethren who was making. Shout out to him as well. And obviously, you've got the element of women that were watching him because they liked him, yeah. And this is the part that's sticky for me. You've got people that were watching him, and this is only on this particular example, that were watching him and liked him, yeah. But again, you know, I understand why they're gonna be more mad because you had a narrative in your head, and maybe you was fan watching, you was people watching from the start more than you was listening to the information.
Yeah.
For all the advice that he was giving, as you're saying, if that's all right and exact, and they were loving it and all the rest of it, outside of falling for his persona, yeah. I'm still waiting to hear like what advice he's given that doesn't stand the test of time now that he's been exposed. Like what's changed about some of the bits of advice, regardless of what he's doing.
Listen. Let me tell you something. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's just dumbness in itself. Because what the guy was then, he was selling an illusion. Yeah, girls like to fantasize a lot. Yeah, it's very superficial. Yeah, but the reality is, yeah. Listen, the reality is, yeah, we are all human beings. Actually, men will do what men will do. Women have to realize that. But the men can talk the talk, bruv. Yeah, because that's the illusion.
Bro, Adolf, shut up!
Who you talking about, man? Who's this brother, bruv?
I don't know what that was. I don't know what.
We got some gremlins up in the house, bruv. We got some gremlins up in there.
I don't know what that was. Wait, Vic. He's back.
Voltron.
Yo, what's good?
The Wolfman.
What's good, man?
Who's this?
Well, yo, sorry,
Yeah, alright, seen. Alright, trollers.
Now, block that, brother.
Cool. Fully. This is when you love life, innit?
So that Derrick Jacks, yeah, listen, yeah, bruv, he just let himself down because you gotta be real. Yeah, if you got something, just be real. Because you know you don't live that lifestyle. But you're doing it to get more people to like you. Then I gotta ask those people that was liking him, what was you liking him for? For what he was saying, or how he looked? What was it? Why are you so upset now that you found out that he was cheating? What was you liking him for? For what he was saying or how he looked? Because how he looked is who he really is. When you find out he's a cheater, that's who he really is. But he was selling you something else. So you was liking him based on superficial illusion. Like, you know what I'm saying to you? It's a delusion. So all these people that are getting upset, I don't even know why. Yeah? You're an idiot. Yeah, you just got to realize that men, we men will always be men. We just have to be real
you
with
like a goddamn ugly ass, but such a dumb ass, so ugly head up, boy, someone.
What the fuck is going on today? What's going on today? Is this what time is?
Yo, what's good, bro? With your ugly ass boy, head out, boy, someone. Bro, you build like a goddamn turkey, but you're dumb ass. You're.
Wow, that's deep.
Hey.
What's going on? Is that our man going to troll up Black Eyes TV 7? What's good? Damn. That was good. Wow. Good.
Yeah, you got one to that, brother. Yeah, you got one to that. Information, dead eye. Yeah, what we should do, we should be able, to scrutinize information, any given information, doesn't matter who it's coming from. You know, to use your common sense, you will accept the truth anywhere it comes from. You don't care. As long as it makes sense, take it. You know what I'm saying to you? But you have to use your rationale, your common sense, your mind to be able to scrutinize information. If whoever's giving it to you, it doesn't matter. Why should you idolize them? So what? It don't make no sense, people that idolize human beings. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same concept with God, but on two different spectrum. It's the same thing. People idolize because they live a superficial life. Oh, God is in heaven. They're going to walk on gold. It's the same thing. Oh, he's a nice looking guy. I can just imagine him in my bed. These are all the ladies. Do you know what I'm saying to you? It's like, but come on, man. He's just an ordinary guy who knows how to talk common sense things. But it's an illusion because we don't live that. Yeah, you do get the odd ones that will, yeah, whatever. But then what is? Just be happy. Love yourself and be happy. That's what I say. Yeah, and just get real. Be real. Yeah, Derrick Jacks don't mean nothing to me, and it will never mean nothing to me. Yeah,
hold that
that's
thought,
it, brother.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. We'll come back to you. Wagwan Pirate Brain. Were you there, brother?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard somebody speak.
Oh, wait. Yo, you still there, brother?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know if my connection's bad.
No. We can hear you. You just dropped off for a second.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on tonight. It's the night trolls. I don't know.
Yeah, he was speaking in tongues. Yeah, Derrick Jackson, really, I think that was some real punk stuff he did because, I mean, if you want to have more than one woman, that's fine, but own up to it. Own your shit, man. I mean, don't be acting like you one way and then, behaving in another fashion.
Yeah, he's a preacher.
I'll give you a situation I had years back when I was married. I went through a spell where my wife wasn't giving me sex, and I dealt with it for a couple years, longer than I should have, But finally, I was like, I can't deal with it no more, and I was like, we're gonna have to go seek some help, And she didn't want to do that. So one time I was in my room masturbating, and we all adults here. So she burst into. We was in separate rooms because I used to snore. So she calls me a dirty jerk off. So I'm like, I could be out in the streets messing around, but I'm in here taking care of myself, and this is how you're gonna do me? I said, okay, we'll see about that. I said, enough is enough. I'm going out and I'm gonna find somebody. I let her know that it was about to be on and popping, and I came home the next night and she had called the police, and the police was at my front door, right? I was living in Florida at the time, and the police tried to pull me to the side. I tried to go to the side. She wouldn't let me speak to him by myself. I said, okay, you want to hear this, officer? I was out screwing around all night long. My wife has not been having sex with me. I told her last night what I was going to do, and I guess she didn't believe me, but she knew what I was doing when she called you. I said, so if she calls you tomorrow night, don't even bother to come. I'm okay. And we wound up getting a divorce about 4 months later, but I was never dishonest about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was straight about it. And I think as men, we have to be straight.
Hey, brother. What if she flipped it on you like that? What if she said the same thing to you in reverse? Like, she's telling you what you was just telling her. Like, how would you react?
But I wouldn't have been holding out on her, man. I would have been giving her sex. Now, if she decided she didn't want to give me, if she just decided, even though I was giving her sex, she still wanted to screw around on me, then, that's on me.
No, she wasn't giving you. That's why you was masturbating, right? So what if you wasn't giving her? That's what I'm saying, that same scenario. What if you wasn't giving her and she said to you, damn, I'm going to go out there and get their dick? What would you say? Because obviously you got to be preoccupied not giving it.
I understand your question, but the thing of it is I would have done my best to satisfy her. So
that's it.
Oh, so you're coming from the point of she should have done her best to satisfy you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Now, if I wasn't
so then,
doing
how does that fit into Derrick Jackson's case then? I don't get it.
Well, he was saying that he
being
wasn't having
honest.
sex with his wife, that she wasn't taking care of him, which I don't believe, but that's what he was saying.
Oh, so he was justifying him cheating.
Yeah. That was the first thing he said.
Oh.
Then he kind of straightened it up. He was saying his wife wasn't taking care of him, but he should have been honest with her.
So that's why he had to. Right. But then what he was saying to the people on his Instagram was not what he was going through.
Exactly. I don't know. I'm not him. I can't protect.
Hold on. Let me ask you this question. Have you listened to him before all of this blow up?
I heard him a couple times and he annoyed me. I couldn't deal with it. I don't.
So let's deal with that. What annoyed you? Did you ever hear him say anything constructive? Regardless of whatever's happened now, you could still say, well, what he said there is still a fact. Because that's what we're trying to talk about. Whether or not, just because I've now gone against certain talks, does that nullify everything I've said before this?
I believe so, because when I heard him, I listened to him probably about 2 or 3 times, and he was always preaching to men, basically with feminine talking points, saying like saying most men ain't shit and blah blah blah. So it's like these are feminist talking points he was having.
Richard, you're nodding. He's saying you're nodding when he said men ain't shit.
Listen. I've heard people saying that he was pandering to women. This is why enough people kind of are so upset.
So where's the constructive fact in that?
No, bruv. Listen, regardless, look, you can use facts to enhance your social position. Whether or not you're using them facts in the right way, it's like being a vicar or a teacher. You're using.
Give me an example of what he said is facts,
hold up,
please.
Hold on. That's why I'm asking everyone else. I can't speak to stuff he said too tough. All I know is he had a big following. Everyone was listening to him. So that's why I'm trying to ascertain, was his following in this particular part of the conversation, was his following only based on people that were just watching him, or did he actually say anything that was of worth that supersedes him now?
But to be honest with you, sorry, my brother, I haven't seen his thing. I just listened to what's happening. Yeah. So if you have seen him talk, yeah, I just want to know if you know anything that he said that you think makes sense in terms of relationships, because we all got girlfriends and wives in it. So I want to hear you tell me something tonight of what he said that you think, from whatever you've heard of, seen him say, yeah, he said that you think makes sense to you.
Me? Are you talking to me?
Of relationship? Yeah, it's an open question. Yeah, anybody can answer that. Yeah.
Okay. I look. His talking points, I don't think they were helpful because they were very effeminate, and men have a way of looking at things as women. For example, you always hear that talking point that black men aren't in their father's lives and black men are dogs and are deadbeat dads. Well, I beg to differ with that. Black men, out of most men, spend the most time with their kids. I don't think they're deadbeat dads. I was a single father myself. And my daughter's mother wasn't around. I didn't chase after her for child support. I could have. I just said, okay, it's on me, and left it at that. Derrick Jackson puts it like he takes on the feminine mindset, and it's no help to men because, first of all, women don't really appreciate that feminine mindset. He gets away with it because he's a handsome man, so he can get away with that. But most men that take on that mindset are not going to be successful with women.
Yeah, so he was just trying to create a brand in the minds of the women. Yeah, but
right. It's like Steve Harvey.
Yeah, he said that's a nonsense. Then he said because I've never heard him say anything. But if for whoever's had, if you're a man, yeah, whatever he says doesn't, because Richard trying to come out like some of the stuff that he said makes sense. So why now he messed up? Why are we gonna say that everything he said in the past now is bullshit? But okay, so if it's not bullshit, what did he say?
Yeah, minute I've heard on different channels have always said he was like that. We've never agreed with his position. You know, it's just
all right. Well, he was just trying to get a fan base there. That's all it was. He was just trying to get a fan base. At the end of the day, he's just like me and you. Yeah, he operates like me and you because he just said his wife wasn't giving him attention, so he had to go and find another woman. But he wasn't telling us that, though, was it? He wasn't telling those ladies that, though, was he? He was saying that men are deadbeat. So he's an idiot. Simple. He's an idiot. Yeah. Is a fool. I don't. No wonder I've never really heard him, like seen him, because he's irrelevant to me. Because you ain't got no solution to anything. Yeah, he's an idiot. So
your situation. It's like
this is what we're talking about, and this is why I'm asking the question, because I saw a lot of people getting upset and trying to talk about it, and again, that's why I had to ask. Well, hold up. Is it the information? Because when he had the fan base, everything was cool. Again, I hadn't listened. I heard a couple other people say same things. Ooh, he's pandering to women and this and that. But as I said, he seemed to have a following, whatever he was doing. But now it's come out that he's got caught that he's cheating. Obviously, everyone's in uproar, and that's why I had to ask a question like, why these people that I'm seeing who are so upset? What was you interested in him in the first place? Was it just based on his look and obviously the pandering, or was there anything constructive that he was saying? That's why I'm asking.
No, there wasn't.
I remember he's a social commentator. He's not really that important on the grand scheme of things to me.
Well, that's the problem now, isn't it? That's the problem. We don't need people like that in the black community.
No, but this is the thing, though, bro. He's one situation, but then there's others who are more considered leaders or, you know, go-getters in the black community, whether we want to talk about an Umar Johnson. Yeah, and again, when his personal life didn't go along with some of his talk that he was promoting, I heard a lot of people say immediately they're not interested in no. Oh, look at this. Carla's come to join us. What a one, Carla. Yeah.
Hey.
I heard people say
she's coming to back up Jackson, isn't it?
What? No. Am I in already? Am I in already? Like
you're in, I know, and they're just getting on you. No, I heard people say like, I'm not trying to be conscious no more. I'm not interested in no more conscious talk based on the fact that Umar now has been caught with gal. And again, I understand you may be upset with him as a person for letting you down or not living up to the standards. Again, in the Umar situation, I personally know he's dropped bars. He said 1,000 things that make sense, that supersede him. So again, in my head, I've never linked him like he says bars. I say, well done. But the bars live on. He can do whatever he wants from there. He's not affecting my mind state. Once the bars
hold on. Umar Johnson is a different kind of fish, brother. You can't compare him to Jackson because Umar Johnson hasn't got like a big female fan base like that Jackson guy. A lot of female like Jackson for a specific reason.
Yeah.
I beg to differ with that.
That's what I'm gonna say. You know, Umar Johnson's got a big fan base of women. You know, because there's a lot of mothers.
Yeah, but it's a different demographic, man. It's a different demographic. Hold on,
Vic. Let's let the lady come in. Wagwan, Carla. Big up for coming. It's been a hot minute that you haven't been on the platform. So Wagwan, speak to us.
Thank you. Greetings, everybody. I was going to say though, with the whole Umar and Derrick Jackson or ex Jackson, whatever you want to call him. No, I agree. There is a difference though. Women do follow Derrick Jackson for a different reason compared to why they follow Umar Johnson, because it's completely different things. But with Derrick Jackson, people were trying to get some advice, and it's like he was grooming women as well, and some men. people was thinking and feeling that they was affiliated with him and they could relate to him and he's talking the truth and it makes sense. Now the thing is with Derrick though, it's not that he doesn't make sense and it's not that he wasn't telling the truth, it's that he was talking about it from his famous reference as a liar. So no, I'm not on the side of Derrick. Derrick is a liar, but just like propaganda stands, there is always some truth from the foolishness. So Derrick has got a lot of good points. His points are good because he knows that he's coming from a defensive mechanism of a liar. So from his lie comes a lot of truth. But I think that women need to be aware that we need to stop following certain men or men in general. Stop trying to idolize and follow a man, thinking that he can tell you the way to be in life. But of course, there's some truth in what he said, and some of his advice was bloody brilliant. So yeah.
Yeah, well, that proves my point. It's an illusion. Yeah, he deceived them. But what I'm saying to you, Carly, yeah, what did he say that makes sense to you?
I think because I was someone who, to be honest, I'm quite late in the game. I'm not really, even though I'm on social media, but I'm not a social media follower. So I don't really follow a lot of people. So Derrick Jackson came into my frame of reference only because of other people sending me stuff about him in the last, say, half a year, right? So now when I listen to him, I said, you know what, he makes some sense. As a counselor, a therapist myself, there is a lot of truth that he can give. He was being genuine and authentic. Now, the only difference with Derrick is that his authenticity came from the side of someone who was lying. But with the lies that he was telling came a hell of a lot of truth. So when he's saying, don't follow like Kevin Hart, don't forgive Kevin Hart because this is what Kevin's done. He's telling you the reasons why Kevin's done certain things and that he was always a cheater, for example. He's always a cheater. He's always done this. There's nothing new, blah, 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 blah. So whatever he said is actually true. So I would say he's like a Steve Harvey. Right, and I don't follow Steve Harvey, to be fair, but there is some sense in the nonsense. So if Derrick didn't cheat, yeah, he would still be talking the truth. And if Derrick did cheat, he's still talking the truth. The only difference is that now we see that he is a liar, but the perspective was that he didn't want his girlfriend to go. So he'll tell you the real stories about why you should stay with a man and why you should leave a man, you know?
Yeah, well, being a psychologist yourself, yeah, what do you think?
Hold on.
What's going on?
I'm sorry.
Oh, you and Pirate Brain was talking at the same time. Ask your question, Vic, and then Pirate Brain could come in.
Yeah, no, it's directly to Carly. Being a psychologist, yeah, what Derrick did, him lying to himself, by picking on certain celebrities, and sort of slightly judging them based on whatever they did. We don't know the context of what Kevin Hart did to whoever he did it to, but he's saying that he's a bad person. We don't know in what context, but he's using that as a judgment because women see that, women like to see or hear another man being on men. So I'm saying to you. So they do, because being a psychologist, check what he did, because what he did, most women will frown upon that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm saying that's why he's got a backlash right now. So he wasn't presenting himself, in the light, in the truth. He was just picking on somebody else's demise and judging them. But women were all happy about that. Yeah. And that made sense to you?
Yeah. Okay, but then in what you've just said is that the reason why women were on his side is because he was downing men. Obviously, what it has shown is that women weren't on his side because he was downing men. Women were on his side because he was standing up for women who's been cheated on, and men who are actually not cheaters as well. Let's not forget that not every man is a cheater. Not every man is a terrible man, right? And not every man does those kind of wrong. Some people are actually faithful. So those faithful men, when you see in the field, he probably had like 25% of men that were following him. Probably 5% or to 10% of them were just following them because whatever reasons, maybe seeing what the gal is doing and making sure they ain't clicking like. But in general, the rest of them actually agreed with what he said and was trying to also encourage him and encourage women to listen and to show that another man also isn't a cheater. So I'll just say one other thing though. I'm not a psychologist. I'm a counselor who's a psychotherapist, by the way. It's a completely different thing. But I would say like, to say that women are following Derrick because he's downing men. Derrick didn't down men, because if you looked at most of the things he was saying most men are actually good. most men aren't bad. And so most men, there are a bunch of cheaters. We're not going to act like we're not surrounded by people who don't do things that women would be deeming bad and men may glorify, but he wasn't a glorifier of bad things. The difference is, from my opinion, is that he is the epitome of a narcissistic, egocentric
hypocrite. Is a hypocrite.
He's a hypocrite. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
So women, a lot of women were following him because
he's an idiot.
No,
he's an idiot, and whoever followed him is an idiot as well.
No, he's not. No, whoever followed him isn't an idiot. Because to be fair,
no, because what you're saying, he's saying that makes sense. Oh, sorry.
Let me just say something. Yeah, let's not be the people so as Black people, we know that, for example, before you go to court, you need to be innocent before you're guilty, right? So he was an innocent man until he did what he did, and now he's getting all of this women turning against him and people leaving, and allegedly a bunch of white women following him now. But whatever the story is, but the point is that before, if we backtrack, before he was revealed to be a cheater, no one knew he was. And why shouldn't you support a Black man who is showing to be faithful? Because if what you're saying is true, that means that we shouldn't follow a Black man because we assume him to be guilty, right? So now, if we assume him to be innocent, we follow him, we see he's guilty now, and now we stop following him.
Well, then that's just...
Hold on, Vic. Pirate Brain, come in.
Okay, so I want to mention one thing about him that I noticed a long time ago that a lot of people didn't notice. A lot of times he spoke in the third person. And when people speak of themselves in the third person, that is a red flag. You have to look out for them. You know, you should know enough. It depends on how old you are. You should have noticed enough that when a person speaking in the third person is that way. Now, another thing is him being a life coach. Why are we not studying fixing our lives ourselves? Why are we putting our faith in other gurus, other human beings? So in that sense, I don't think we need to follow another man or woman. I don't care what color you are. We don't need to follow them for them to give us advice to fix our life. What we need to do is crack open some books, read some books, study, improve upon our lives, and try to have a moral compass. We all know what's right or wrong. You know it's not right to commit to a person, and that person has committed back to you, and then you betray them. It's not right.
You see the problem, though. You see the problem that we're gonna have, and then Carly, you say what you can say after. We're always getting inspiration from one another. Yeah, anybody can, say the right thing at the right time, and great. Those words from that person at that particular moment inspire you, lift you, drive you to go on to do something that you needed to do. Yeah, but again, like, I could have changed the time, kind of said, are we people watching too much? Because that's really what we're talking about. And again, we're talking at the moment, we're talking about Derrick Jackson. He's, as I said, social commentator. But again, we've got famous Black people who are leaders, Marcus Garvey's, Kwame Nkrumah's, whoever you want to say. Yeah, and they are real life people with real life problems, feelings, issues, wants, desires. But they're also dropping bars. And what I've classically seen from Black people is, again, too much people worshipping. And then when that person flops or does something contrary to certain of their philosophies that they've come with, most of the time, again, the best bars, they didn't start with that person. They pre-existed that person already. That person has just found the time and frame to say them or convey them at that right moment. So now, okay, we know this person for saying it. But outside of that, to me, I think there's a major problem in the Black community of watching celebrity too much, watching the people too much, and holding. And again, let me say this correctly: when it's Black leadership, we need to hold them to a higher level of accountability. when it comes to their personal lives, because you're professing to be a leader. And if we're trusting you to set up institute, do major things for the Black community, then I think you should have a personal life that reflects some of the stuff that you're saying. But again, on saying that, they're human beings, so there's always room for someone to flop, do a 180, do something silly. At what point do we start to say, you know what, we need to hold on to that philosophy, and regardless of whatever anyone says or does, we hold on to that shit? You know what I'm saying? That's the part I'm trying to get to. Are we there?
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, but yeah, I don't want this tonight program to be about this Derrick Jackson guy. Yeah, but on the premise of what the program's asking, information, can we sort of separate, the messenger from the actual message? Yeah, I mean, that's what we have to do, separate them, because we can't really be delving people's life. I mean, it goes back to the old question, like, this revolutionary Black leaders. I mean, can they be married to white women and still come into the Black community and talk about Black liberation? It goes back to that. So the thing is, listen, they can say whatever they can say. Yeah. If the information is good, that we can use and constructively use it to proactively, better ourselves, then yeah, by all means. Yeah. But we won't let him into that circle, because it's like, I don't know, it's like you just not with the whole Black family setup. It don't make no sense. Yeah, it's not like we're trying to X you out or anything, but we are really Xing you out, but we're just using the laws of nature and laws of the universe. We've got to be serious. You can give us the information because you love us, yes, and we love you too for that, but you can't come into that thing there. You know what I'm saying to you? So with that, Derrick, with this information, based on the information, yes, we can take information, because the thing is, we are logical people. We use our common sense. So we accept truth no matter where it comes from. Yeah? We just got to accept it no matter where it comes from. But once we get that truth and we're working with it, it's an exclusive club. You understand? Yeah? That's all it is. It's an exclusive club, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So that's how we got to treat information that comes with us. We got to just fizzle out, scrutinize everything. Whatever makes sense, we take it and we use it to connect the dots. Yeah? To connect the dots, to make our life much better. You know what I mean? Yeah, and to do that, you've got to have some sort of intuition within you to know how truth resonates with your, when you're vibrating higher, truth will resonate with you. Yeah, but you have to know this. It's an innate thing. You know what I'm saying to you? So, yeah, information, the people, them, I don't really watch the people, them. Like, a lot of people idolize. They idols, they worship idols. So they were worshipping whoever for the wrong reasons. So now he showed them reality, they get all upset. You understand? So, but they forget that we're in a deceptional world. It's the age of deception. So you got to be about yourself, know thyself, to know that every information that you get, if it's good, take it, use it. If it's bullshit, dish it out. But don't concentrate on the person giving it to you. They could be whoever, as far as I'm concerned. But it's just like what they call, we call information. The biggest information out there now is the Bible. People use it, for wherever. Personally, I think it's bullshit, but there's things in there I can take, and if it's work, I can utilize it. But I don't see that book as holy. It's not holy. It's just a comic book to me. It's like any other book. That's real. Yeah, we've got to be real. So, and we're going back to this whole cheating thing, women think that, no, listen, who are the men cheating with? That's the question I got to ask. Wait. Who are the men cheating with?
Hold on. Go on.
Well, I think there's a point here. First of all, when we're talking about who are people following and being inspired by, I think we need to sometimes take a bit of a back step when we talk about people idolizing. There are some people who do idolize people, but the vast majority of people, I assume, who follow Derrick Jackson, they didn't idolize him. They didn't see him as a supreme being or someone to, worship. But what they did think that he was a representation of a man who was faithful. Now, if there is a man that is faithful, and God willing there is, or divine willing there is, then it would be really nice for him to step forward and be a representative. And so therefore, if anyone follows him, I don't think it's a bad thing. Following in a sense of following him online, not as a supreme being or idolizing, but following him as, you know, his advice makes sense. Secondly, I understand that people have to, at any point in our lives, in my life too, I could say that I do have inspiration in some ways, but I've also learned from the inspiration. And sometimes a student becomes the master. And how does that happen? Because you're listening to the person who's teaching you, and you then become and assimilate yourself into your own way of being and your true self, and you understand who you are as a person. To get to that point, sometimes if you don't know who you are and you weren't brought up in that situation of being the phenomenal being that people want you to be and self-actualizing, if you're not that person, then sometimes actually it's okay to listen to other people's advice about things, especially if it's about relationships, because obviously often people are in a bubble in a relationship. They can't always see the clarity. Often people can tell you about your relationship, but they can't tell you about theirs because they're in the bubble. So when Derrick Jackson was talking about things, people could relate to it, whether it was male or female. And when we're talking about, for example, I don't agree that the Bible is the biggest book or whatever going around the world, but, you know, for inspiration. But I do agree that people shouldn't see it as a holy book because it's esoteric, but it has amazing teachings from various sectors of the world and its religions, beliefs, and spirituality, right? But at the same time, it's not about then technically demonizing the women who are following him or were following him and now saying, oh, you guys are idiots. Because like I said, if I was to know you, Victor, I'm sure Victor, right? And the other person, and if I was talking to you as a person and you were spitting bars to me, telling me the truth, dropping a couple of gems here and there, and I agreed with it, and then I kept talking to you as a friend and your advice was good, and then I find that in the future you're a liar, then am I a fool for being the person who listened to you in the first place? Or am I actually more intelligent because I learned from what you're saying, I see the other side of what you're bringing, and now I can move forward in my future?
Well, you will be a fool if you get upset. That's the point.
Let me ask you this, Carla.
Let's wait, but don't take away people's emotions. People can be upset about things because you know what? When you listen to someone, like I could listen to you, Victor, and I could listen to you, and if as a friend or as a person online, and I think you're talking sense to me, your sense to me resonates within me. So now that's an emotion. That the resonation that I have, the resonating that I have is an emotion. I agree with what you're saying and I understand you. So then if you turn around and be the person that's opposite to what I'm thinking, then now I have a right to have an emotion. Whether you like it or not, I should have an emotion.
You see, the reason you have an emotion is because you had an attachment to whatever I was saying to you. Yeah? This is how women fall in love with people they don't know. Yeah? This is how they fall in love with people they don't know. Because you attached emotions to what I'm telling you. You shouldn't do that. What should you take that information and separate me from that information? Because it would make sense to you, right? Okay. So you separate it. So when you find out that I mess up, you wouldn't get upset. You'd be like, oh, that's just a man.
Yeah, but there's a difference between, I mean, first of all, you can't dissect everyone's emotions. So you're assuming that every woman has this huge emotion towards Derrick Jackson. Secondly, people verbalize, but also people verbalizing how they feel about someone isn't necessarily a negative thing. It just means that actually we listen to what you're saying. We're upset because a lot of people are upset because that he cheated on the wife that they assumed was living a good life. And some people are upset because some people listen to his advice and maybe their relationship was working and he's let them down. And that's okay. And you know what? We form attachments. Attachments are what the world is made of. If we have no attachment and it's only logical, then the world would never exist. If we're just logical, we're like, take that.
At this age that we are, yeah. Hold on, Vic. Hold on, Vic. Hold
on. Can I say one more thing though? The last thing I do want to say, with the subject that we're talking about, separating the person from what they do or from what they don't do, I think that is a big thing. It's about, the reason why we have to separate is because there is an attachment, but it's about having a healthy attachment. So you listen to what the person's saying, you take it on board, and then when the person's wrong, you can disassociate yourself and take away that attachment you had from them without feeling within yourself that you're harmed.
Listen, people, you know the routine. Hit the like button if you haven't done it already. The link is in the chat. Jump on. I want to hear your opinion as well. Right now, we're talking about Derrick Jackson and his bullshit and how people are perceiving it and why they're upset with him. And we're going to talk about other black people, but that's where we're at right now. But again, feel free, jump on, hit the like button if you haven't done it already, and if you want to donate, hit the PayPal, hit the Cash App. Vic, I wanted to say to you before you respond to what she was saying, kind of thing. See what she's saying about something inspirational resonating with you, so it affects you already emotionally to inspire you. Yeah, you got that part. That's why I mean I understand that part of why someone would be upset from that level, because you've elicited an emotional response I took and I used in real time, so it becomes a slight emotional attachment to that situation. So as she's saying, when it don't work out, you're in turn gonna have emotional response to that. But what you were saying of having a reasonable mind within that to separate the myth or your own expectations from the information that was given to you, and especially if it worked as well. Because remember, the question today is if it's good information. One thing when someone gives bad information and then they end up in a flop show themselves, but if the information was good and helpful for you and then they flop, you're going to be pissed to a certain extent. How you choose to voice your emotion is a whole different thing. Let me ask you this, Carla. Do you think he got away with it based on the way he looked? Do you think that played a factor in it? Do you think if he didn't look a certain way, or you understand, do you think that would have allowed him to say some of the things they were saying from the beginning? Let alone, do you think that had an effect on a lot of women as to why they were upset? Because they did like him. They did see him as an archetype. That, I would, yeah. So when he's flopped and he's turned out to be this bad guy, do you think that had an effect?
Well, I think that it's kind of like probably 60% of his followers, 100% just followed him because they thought he was fine as hell. And then what he was saying followed through and it made sense to them. And then I do feel like the rest of us, well, I didn't think he was particularly fine. Yes, he does go to the gym, clearly. But you know what he was? He was a good representative, someone who looks after himself, someone who's a role model-ish kind of person, in the sense of, and someone that other men can relate to, because you know what he wasn't? He wasn't overly fine and he wasn't under good looking. He was actually someone that could have a balance, that you could accept how he looks and the way he comes across. He speaks well. He seems to be quite reflective. In fact, he's very reflective in a narcissistic way, but he's sociopathic way as well in some ways recently. But he's definitely reflective. And so I feel like he's someone that can definitely draw in different sectors, like with the wife being the Christian side as well. Sometimes he brought that in as well, talking about the marriage side. There's a lot of men and women who want to be married and want to say, look, we have problems, and we can work through it. And that's what he also talked about as well, and he talked about a lot of celebrities as well as non-celebrities. So he was quite relatable and he made himself the kind of the good boy. That's why I think I find we ain't no genuine IO. I don't know I can't think of anyone great right now, so sorry for the example. But he was the relatable kind of guy down the road who grew up to be actually what a lot of women would like. And so it wasn't so much about how he looks, because if you look at a lot of the feedback, women are like, I mean, personally, and I'm not lying, I don't know anyone from here to America to Jamaica that actually, there's no one I know that actually fancies him, that thinks he's hot. They just feel like it's Derrick Jackson, and nobody thought about it. He was spitting some bars.
Are they telling the truth? Are they telling the truth?
They're telling the truth. There are women that think he's hot, but to be honest, most women, it's not that they thought they just thought he fit the mold. He was a good look, and it was like, you know what? I'm married. My man needs to hear this. Oh, I can play it in the back. I can play it in the background, or I can turn it up a bit, and he's gonna hear what Derrick Jackson says, and he might change. Or take Derrick's bars and use it on their man. and be like, what are you doing? Because he also sometimes would tell you a couple of things you could ask your man. And he knew that there's a lot of men that weren't listening to him. So a lot of women could be like, so what did you do last night? He would give you some bars that you can ask. So they were using that as well. But yes, there are some women that think it's hot. And of course, to be honest, living in this 2021 world, 21st century, of course, there's going to be but sexuality sells. So if you're going to be a good looking guy, then, what can we say?
Can I come in here?
Yeah.
I'm true, Vic.
Yeah, I mean, see what I get, Carly. I get what you're saying.
I wish your camera was on right now, Vic, because I know your face would be pushed up right now.
You know what I'm saying to you? Like, yeah, I understand where she's coming from here, but what you gotta understand is this guy, he thinks he's clever, but we people that we know, yeah, he's just picking on things in reality, like people's relationships, yeah, and just modeling something that women can fall in love with. Yeah, how their men should be faithful and all that. Yeah, that's he's a very clever guy in that aspect. You know what I'm saying to you? But the reality on the ground is he can't live up to what he's saying. Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying to you? So women are deluded to think that your men ain't never gonna cheat on them. They're deluded. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
Wait.
Listen. The realness is here. Men.
Are you saying that all men cheat? Are you saying that all men cheat? I have no chance to lie.
Listen, all men cheat. The good ones are not caught. Do you know that? Yes, all men do cheat. The good ones are not caught. Simple. But let me tell you something. Yeah.
No thing. So anyone, can I just say, Victor, I know that you're being honest and I know you're being sincere and genuine, but I would tell you, I can't say 100%, but I actually do know some guys who would swear down they're faithful, and I believe that they are. So you're telling me that these are liars. They're living men.
They're not men. They are not men. Those men that can confess to you that they don't cheat are not men. They're not men. This is what women you have to realize.
Hold up, wait.
So what you're telling me now? Wait, Richie, hold on. So what you're telling me, Victor, is that if there's no chance for me, because I'm only waiting for the true man, right? I'm allowed.
Forget that.
It ain't gonna happen. So
it ain't gonna happen. Forget it, love.
I think is there a man that's listening to this show, watching the show, and can tell me, is this true?
Listen.
Hey, if they come and say anything different from they're lying.
On haywire. Hold up, people. Black Eyes TV here. True Talk Tuesday. Vic's just lost it. He just said that all black men cheat.
Well,
if you don't believe that,
all men cheat, not just black men, all men. It's a man. Yeah, I'm talking about the species of man.
But none of us can be faithful.
But Victor, according to your premise on how the whole Derrick Jackson is and how men are, what you've already told me is that men are hypocritical and liars anyway. So are you just lying?
No, what do you mean I'm lying? What do you mean? I'm telling you all men cheat and you're telling me I'm lying. Oh, okay then. All right, fair enough. If I'm lying, then I'm lying.
I asked you, I said, are you saying that? I said, are you lying?
No, I'm telling you the truth that all men cheat and you're telling me that I'm lying. Okay. That's my truth. My truth.
You're telling me that anyone I know within my family who has said I've never cheated, they're lying to me for no reason because they have no reason to. They're just liars. All men cheat.
Well, all men, look, this is the thing, yeah. You have to understand, yeah. From the base foundation of every man, we all cheat. The good ones are not caught. Yeah. If they can lie to their own wives, they can lie to you too.
So there's no good men then.
Of course. No, but it depends what you mean by good. Good because they're not cheating on their wives. Come on, let's get real. Yeah, men are out there masturbating. Men are masturbating. Men are masturbating because their wives are not looking after them. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Stop. Yeah? Wait, you're changing the whole subject now. Because masturbating is cheating. It's not cheating.
It's what?
So I'm asking you, are you saying that men cheat? Men have sexual relations, like Clinton, sexual relations with other women, and that's just how it is. Not masturbation. That's how it is.
Of course. That's why I asked you, who are the men cheating with?
No, that's a silly question. That's a silly question.
No, it's not a silly question. Who are the men cheating with?
Because there's only two answers. Well, there could be three nowadays. You know, it's either a man.
Oh gosh. Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Hold on, Vic. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Let's just be clear. Let's just be clear right now. Yeah. Listen, I am speaking for me. Yeah. I don't believe every black man cheats. Yeah. It's a choice. Yeah, it's a choice. Yeah. This is what it is. I don't believe it's a predefined position. Yeah, it's just about who you are and who you're with. You understand? And who you choose to be. I can't really say that it's a predefined position because I know people who have been faithful. So I can't just say that and put that out there. But as I said, if someone agrees, yeah, and says that black men, and again, I ain't got time to listen about any other man. We're here talking about black women or black men. So again, if you believe black men cheat, all cheat, please come on and voice that opinion. Back what Vic's saying. If you think that's the real position. And again, I understand what Vic's trying to allude to, which is every cheating man is cheating with a woman in it.
Yeah.
So some woman is involved somewhere. You understand?
Yeah.
Again, I first of all, let's deal with do all black men cheat? Because I don't think that's the case.
Well, this is what Victor's saying, but I'm saying I understand if we say that throughout the life of a man, many men or majority of men have cheated at some point. But if we're just saying that all men cheat, then really and truly, then all men are hypocrites out here, technically. And therefore, why should we listen to what a black man has to say about relationships as a woman? Why should black women listen to black men about relationships? And why should we trust them? And why should we put our faith and hope? And why should we get married to them? Why should we do our vows? Why should we be there for them? Why should we support them? Why should we look after them? Why should we listen to them? Because they're all cheaters. And if we are stupid enough to think that they're not cheaters, then more fool us and move on to somebody else. Right?
Indeed. Well, again, it definitely lessens the position of being able to talk about certain positions. If you've already got a predisposed position to doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like me trying to talk about anti-crime, and I know I'm an ongoing criminal thief, as they say. So, if you know this about me, then you're not going to listen to me talk about certain subjects if you know that's what I'm constantly doing. So, as you said, if that is the case, like what Vic's saying, then we got a real problem out here.
And if that is the case,
it's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's just not a problem. It's just lack of understanding.
With the question that we're asking about separating, then how and why should women separate the person from anything? If you're saying that they're cheaters, then therefore they're not credible for us to move forward with.
No, but what do you mean by credible? Yeah, because what we have to understand, you see, this is the thing we don't understand. We lack understanding about man and woman, what we are as basically, like, if you strip us down to our mammal stage, yeah, biologically, yeah, what we are as man and woman, yeah, we don't get that aspect of us. We don't understand that aspect. So we just have this superficial way of how a man should be and how a woman should be. That's where the issue is coming, because there's never been any examples that we've know of that has worked. We don't know of examples.
First of all, there are examples of relationships that worked. I have them in my family, and they've been together for years. My grandma is married; she's 95 years old now.
There's always an exception to the rule, then, isn't it? Yeah, there's always an exception to the rule.
It's not accepted because my great grandma on my other side of my family was married until she's 102.
Yeah, but that's just your family. I'm talking about collectively.
But you're saying exception to the rule, and I could go on and on and on and tell you people who are married now. My friends on Facebook who her parents have just celebrated 45 years anniversary. Allegedly, according to you, he hasn't cheated. But I'm saying to you, the point is that the situation has flipped to the side now, because now we're in a serious dimension of saying that for women and men to coexist and to understand each other, what we have to understand as women and men is that, first of all, men will always cheat. And secondly, women have to accept that. So do women now have to start cheating? Should we do that as well? Because
naturally, women don't cheat. It's not an innate function of a woman to cheat. Yeah.
Well, how do you?
It's not an. Well, do you cheat?
How do you know I don't? Because you're not a woman. You can't tell me
what my... It doesn't bother me if you do. I don't have an attachment to that.
Yeah, but you can't tell me what my unique function is. In your words, my unique function is as a woman, if you're not a woman, to know what my unique function is. So my unique function is not to cheat. Have I cheated? Yes, once in my life, ever. Would I do it again? No. Right? And I haven't, and I wouldn't. So that's my choice. But what you're telling me is that men... And so as a woman, I need to understand that the next person I'm with in my future, I have to accept and understand who's going to cheat.
Vic, when you're saying...
No, you have to understand, not accept. You have to understand.
Hold on, Vic. Do women cheat? Do they have... just to be clear, are they cheaters? Or is it just
some women cheat, but on percentage-wise, women actually can't stay faithful more than a man can. Yeah, women are more susceptible to stay faithful than a man can. Yeah, if you look at it percentage-wise, there's a lot of women that can stay faithful to their man, but some women do cheat. Yeah, what you have to understand is, we men suffer from a psychological problem called a Coolidge effect. Look it up. It's a psychological problem of men being like finding women very boring when they win, but they won't tell you.
Yeah, that's okay. But what you're saying
they get tired being with you, but they will never tell you.
Well, it's not a psychological.
That is a psychological problem.
It's not. If it is, then
so then why do men cheat then?
Because you're saying it's a predisposition. Then
why do men cheat?
Of men as a whole is a predisposition.
A predisposition to what?
So therefore, men have a mental health disposition.
No, she's asking you, bruv. You're saying that men have a predisposition. Hold on. Listen, Vic. You're saying that men cheat standardly. So that's suggesting then that there's a predisposition, there's a psychological propensity to do it.
He said there's a psychological effect called Coolidge. So therefore, I'm saying that he's saying men are predisposed to having a psychological effect called Coolidge, which means that they have a psychological issue that stops them from not cheating.
Right. Okay. So then, if you reflect back to society, why Derrick thingy whatever got caught? Look how the older women were upset about it. You see that?
But of course,
because they don't realize their psychological. They don't they don't understand the psychological effect of men of today. They don't understand that aspect of it. They're just listening to the superficial aspect of what he was saying, and that's what they want. But they don't understand that men have issues and women have issues too. For thinking what Derrick was saying, it's like but that's what you lot fantasize about. You see the delusion there. You gotta get real. Understand.
Who fantasizes about what?
Well, the perfect man.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with someone cheating?
No, you're waiting for one, ain't you?
When I say, I don't mean I'm waiting and sitting. I just know I'm going to be aligned with the right person. That's not my point. My point is, you were just saying about. So you're saying that basically what you're saying is that women need to accept the fact that men cheat.
Not accept it. No. Understand it.
So no, wait. To understand is to accept, because you cannot be in a relationship with someone. Wait, you cannot be in a relationship with someone if you don't accept something. If you don't accept, that means you're intolerant to it. If you're intolerant, then you will break your relationship. So for me to be, or for women to be in a relationship, to understand him, we have to accept. And if it's a predisposition, it's an illness or it's a problem and an issue, something that we have to be able to have unconditional positive regard for, empathy and understanding and compassion, right?
Right. Okay. Somebody just said it. Men have no self-control. So this is where the spiritual aspect.
They're asking the question. So you're saying that all men have no self-control. Because by saying
if they all cheat, if I'm saying they all,
And no man out here has any self-control. That's what you're saying.
Listen, the only way it will make sense to you if all the women, in the world, do not allow men to sleep with them. Like if they've got somebody.
Can I just ask you one question?
All the single girls out there, if they don't allow the men that have somebody sleep with them, then this will solve the issue, innit? Don't you think?
No. First of all, it won't solve the issue. But what could solve the issue is a woman that would believe in maybe polygamy, and a man who's open to polygamy, and then he could have that relationship. But also, so what you're saying is that men are just total cheaters, right?
All right, you just hit the nail on the head then, innit? So we have to come up with polygamy in the open, innit?
Wait. I pause, but my entire question is, if what you're telling me is the truth, then if we rewind and go back to the Derrick Jackson situation, what we were talking about, and you were talking about people not listening to BS, why should I listen to what you're saying? Is it true, or are you talking?
Why should you listen to what I'm saying?
I'm
listen, you're listening to what I'm saying to you. Obviously, you don't agree with what I'm saying, right? You don't agree with what I'm saying to you, do you?
I'm juxtaposing what you said. You were talking about people not listening to Derrick Jackson, people not agreeing with him, and they shouldn't take it on board. So why should we take on board what you're saying, or are you saying that what you're saying is legitimately true?
Because I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying to you. If you found out that I cheated on my wife here, would you be upset?
So are you the representative of all men now?
All I'm telling you is, I'm not lying to you, So if you found out I cheated on my wife here, you wouldn't be upset, would you?
So the thing is, no, I wouldn't be upset.
Do you get my point?
No, I don't.
So I won't have any followers, would I? But I'm spitting the real bars right now, ain't I?
You're not spitting any bars.
I don't want no followers. I don't want no followers. Because I speak the truth.
I would say that I believe that you are a cheater, and that the men that you're around and you discuss with are cheaters too, and that you have been exposed to many men that cheat. But I don't think that you can actually speak for every man in the world. Or am I just
I'm not listen, it's a choice, but it all comes with how you have a relationship with that partner. And men can have conscious decisions to stay faithful. Trust me, we can do it. But it has to be a complete package.
Hold up, Vic.
It's got to be in the what?
Hold up, Vic. You've just changed the parameters right there. You've just now added the proviso now that it's a choice, and there's circumstances now add to that happening. So that's a different scenario now than you saying every man just cheats. Standard.
And different.
Listen. You're not understanding what I'm saying to you.
Hold up, Vic. You just said clear as day that there is a choice. And it's how they choose to deal with their partner. That's what you just said. So, which I'm cool with that statement. I'm cool with that, because again, every individual situation comes with different choices and different ways of dealing with it. So, but that's a blatant contradiction. 9eth is saying in the chat, big up to you, 9. Big up to EX. Big up to Miss Blue Love. Big up to Wellness Group. They're saying, like, again, that's a contradiction. You've just said there. Again, that goes back to
what it's not.
Saying initially.
It's not. Let me explain it to you.
Wait. Can I just add it?
It's not a contradiction. Let me explain it to you. You're not understanding what I'm saying. That's why you're thinking the contradiction.
1 second. You're gonna come back in. Let's say at one point, then come back in. Listen.
The only reason why I want to say it now, Victor, is because you're going to answer the question about contradiction. So I'm saying the other contradiction is that earlier on you had said that it's called coolage, that it's a psychological effect, which is a predisposition for men to have, which means that it's a mental health problem or an issue or whatever else, right? So now you're saying there's a choice, which means that now it's not a predisposition, and it doesn't mean that it's an effect that's natural, and there's no innate way of being. It's now a choice.
That's it.
No, listen. What you have to understand is, see, you have to understand the spiritual aspect of a human being. A lot of us are very misguided. Yeah, we've been through trauma and we're still misguided. Yeah, so we've been programmed. Yeah, you know what I'm saying to you, in our animalistic way. We have to understand that every man and woman have been trained in an animalistic way, so they operate from a predisposition of cheating. But women have intuition. That's something innately in them. Yeah, because we've been programmed to be animalistic. Men lost self-control. We lost our self-control. Yeah, so that came from like every man cheat. Only the good ones are not caught. Yeah. If you say to me, you know people that haven't cheated and they have stayed in a loving relationship, well, they made a conscious decision based on whatever capacity the relationship was at. Yeah, the mutual love they have for each other. Yeah, they made a conscious decision, because let's not get it twisted that women or men didn't come into that relationship trying to break it up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying to you? They did see other women that were pretty, but because they made a conscious decision, that's the spiritual aspect of them. Yeah, for whatever they had, they honored that. That goes to say exception to the rule. Yeah, so we have to understand that. So when you go into a relationship, understand that the man who is even capable of cheating, know that. Yeah, understand that. Then you went from that aspect forward. You know what I'm saying to you? So you're under no illusion. You're under no illusion to think that the man will stay faithful to you. You have to be open enough to know and understand that the man is capable of cheating. Right? But the man also have to understand, because we all come with baggages. Yeah. So we have to get real. Yeah. Derrick Jackson was speaking truth, but equal in the reality. Yeah. That's the reality.
But Victor, first of all, men and women come with baggage. And secondly, men and women can cheat. But yes, as you're saying, and I'm not going to disagree with you, yes, there are a lot more men that seemingly cheat than women, but it doesn't mean that women can't. But what you're picking, what you're showing and what I'm picking up on is that we're now backtracking from what we were saying before, because what you're now saying is that it's a choice. And that if the man decides that he's in the right relationship and he chooses love and he thinks about his wife and his girlfriend and the love of his life, that therefore he will not cheat, or he will choose to cheat in the future. That is completely different from you saying that all men cheat. We have to understand it. We have to just be in it. It's a disposition and it's a psychological effect. So therefore we're back to the same situation that most people agree with, that it's a choice. And you can choose to cheat whether you're male or female. Yes, I do understand that men have a sexual essence about them that is more in tune to themselves and to other women, right? And so men can obviously, men are quite visual. Women are visual, but men are very visual. Men may think about sex a lot more than some women. And men may be able to judge who they want to be with because of the look of a woman straight away, rather than a woman thinking about it logically and emotionally at the same time. But at the same time, what you've done is that you've changed it all around, and so now we're back to the normal world. Some men cheat because they have a choice.
Right, then let's listen. See, I didn't change nothing around. What we're not doing, we're not connecting the dots. A lot of people are upset about Derrick Jackson. What did he do? Yeah, because he cheated in their eyes. He didn't live up to what he was doing. So what I'm trying to show you is, men can talk good.
Activity. He perpetrated fraudulent activity. If I'm going to sell you, it's the same thing as the people do who are Christians or any belief sets, right? The fact is that if they're an upstanding being and they show to be righteous and whatever, okay, that's good, right? We may think that they may not be, but there's no proof. But once someone has proof of how a person is, that is how the world judges a person. So the reason why Derrick is being judged, he's being judged by his own actions, his own words, and his own condemnation that he brought upon all the men that cheated or didn't cheat. Or there was one guy who was a pastor who didn't cheat but found another woman attractive, right? And Derrick Jackson was like, if you even look at her in another way, you are a serial cheater and you always have been. So now people are bringing in snippets and excerpts of Derrick Jackson saying, well, look at what you said here, because he's now asking his wife to forgive him, and he's trying to sell his book. He's trying to sell his book and saying, heal thyself, and we're not perfect. But you were the one, Derrick, who was condemning every person as if to say he was a Christian. First of all, as well. Secondly, I'll say he also only became a Christian allegedly, as he says, in February 2020, and only became a proper Christian in December 2020. So he's had a few months of being this Christian guy. In the meantime, we're still finding out through comedians like Wellington Jukru, right, who has the receipts of him sending text messages to women this month. So therefore, we have a right to judge him and to leave him and to say, do you know what, Derrick, you let us down. Because you know what, sometimes people do look at Black people as inspirational, and we do look at black men as somebody that has got good things to say. And if you prove to be wrong, then you let us down.
No, it shouldn't let you down. Yeah, that's the point of the whole conversation. Information. Do you separate the messenger from the message, or you attach it? That's it.
Yeah, the message let you down. Yeah? The message let you. I don't.
You just accept the message and move on.
Yeah, Derrick's day-to-day life doesn't affect me, but Derrick's message did affect a lot of people. Personally, he didn't affect me. But I can see the disappointment. I understand it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If you like someone and they let you down, then they let you down. What can you do? You can't be like.
He makes his case even worse by being a Christian. Why he cheated? You know what I'm saying to you? Because then when you came on, you said he's a liar. Yeah. So it just shows you the whole religion is a lie.
No, it doesn't, because he became a Christian after. After he allegedly says he cheated. So he claims he stopped cheating around February 2020. He became a Christian in February 2020, right? And then he says he was baptized in December of 2020, which is a few months ago. Allegedly after the fact of him cheating. So his religion, and you can find videos of him saying in 2019, I'm not a Christian. I don't subscribe to any religion. So it's not about religion. So don't blame religion for the person's actions. So this is where we need to separate the messenger from the message.
So he cheated, then he repented, then he became a Christian. Is all you're saying?
No. He cheated, and he chose to find another outlet to gain sympathy. That's what he did.
Russell.
He's not a Christian.
He added to
okay, so since he became a Christian, he hasn't cheated.
Adding the Christian
He's not
to himself.
Yeah.
He added to his hustle.
Yeah, he's not a Christian anyway. He's not a Christian because if you're a Christian, it's different from just reading the Bible and saying you're a Christian, as we know. Whether or not we believe in Christianity or not, the fact of being a Christian isn't just saying you're a Christian, it's about working and actively being a better person, and he hasn't. So he's not a Christian. But as we know, as some people might go to prison or whatever, and suddenly I murdered 20 people, but now I'm a Christian, can I leave? He just used it as an excuse, and that's all.
Right. Okay. So back to the whole topic. Yeah. Information. Yeah. Good information. Can we take good information and?
Hold on, Vic. 1 second. Just to clarify one point here. We started this sidebar conversation and went left. Are you still on the propensity by all men that we're going to cheat, or have you changed that position?
I haven't changed that position at all. Yeah, that's the reality on the ground, bro. Yeah, we have to understand that. Yeah, if you start from that point, yeah, if you build that as a foundation, your relationship will be so successful. Trust me, because everything will be done with honesty, standardly. Yeah, everything will be done in honesty. Then you get to know the real character of who you're with. Because what it is, yeah, those lying things, yeah, that I don't cheat, covers up the person. That's what I'm saying to you. There's an exception to the rule where you get couples that are so open to each other. Yes, they will find other people attractive, but they've made a conscious decision not to. So I'm saying to you, that's what separates, yeah, the wheat from the chaff, so to say. There's an exception to the rule. But women have to understand, yeah, that all men cheat. That's it. That's what I'm saying. If you get one that is consciously self-knowledge about them, they know about themselves, and they are honest enough to themselves, yeah, they will be honest to you because they know themselves. They don't need you to make them happy. They can make themselves happy without another woman coming into their picture. you know what I'm saying to you? Women can get there, but what you have to understand is
that's a contradiction, because that means that
no, it's not. No, it's not. But how is it a contradiction? Yeah, how is it a contradiction if no one's living like that? No one's living like that, are they? Well, not the majority of us ain't living like that.
The contradiction is about making yourself happy. And
because if they were living like that, they won't be following Derrick Jackson.
if you're just going to go out there and cheat all the time, then obviously you're not happy, because each woman isn't making you happy. So therefore, it's a contradiction. You can't just be cheating and saying that I'm happy, because if you were happy, then you wouldn't have to keep going to different women who offer you different things and give you different things that you're passing on to the girl that you immediately love.
You see, this is the thing that you don't understand. Yeah.
Wait. Let me finish.
No, a lot of people.
Let me finish, because the women that you're choosing. So, how it seems, unless you're choosing polygamy, right? Then what you're doing is that you're choosing a woman to be with. So the girlfriend you're with is the one that you're saying should accept that you're a cheater, yeah? In this day and age. So the one that you're cheating on has to accept that you're dipping yourself in and out of different poisons, right? Or, I don't know, different juices, if you want to call it that, yeah? And then you're bringing it back to them, but she has to accept that from you. And you're saying that will make a man happy, or she has to accept that he can only be happy if he does that, right? So therefore, who's happy? She's not happy, and he's not happy, because he's confused. He can't find who he's happy with. Because if you have to cheat, it means you have multiple women. If you have multiple women, then you're not sure which one you should be with. But what you keep doing is that you're going back to the one that you were probably lying to, or the one that you want to accept how you are. So really, it's a question that, do you accept who you are when you're cheating? And do you know who you are? And do you know why you're with the women that you allegedly love? Because clearly you don't love her. And you can't understand how to love yourself either.
Well, yeah. So this is what I'm saying. Self-knowledge. Yeah. Do you know thyself? Yeah. See, we're forgetting that we're in the system.
No. 1 second. Yeah, because 9th has joined the panel. Wagwan 9th. Are we there?
Yeah, bless up, Black Ice, man. Bless up, Sister Carla, man. Bless up, and bless up yourself, Mr. Beak. See, you've had a lot to say, but yeah, man. But I've just come to say, all women cheat too, man. So what's the big deal, man? Like, is it a cheating competition? Is it a competition? Like, are we gonna go blow for blow? Like, who can cheat the best? Who can cheat the longest? Who's the smartest cheat? Who was the first cheat? Was Eve the first cheat?
Hey.
I'm like, what are we doing out here, man? I heard a man say that man, they're eating cheats and all of this. Like, what are we saying, man?
Wait, so 90, what's the name? 95?
Hey.
Yeah, 94, yeah.
Do you honestly, so do you think that all women cheat?
Just like I don't think all men cheat, sis. No, I don't think all men cheat. But just to match his intelligence and his logic, we all cheat. All women cheat. And we're wicked at it too. And you'll never catch me.
Oh, we'd be better, yes.
I'll give you a bun with your brother. That's how bad we are out here.
That's it. That's what. Talk the talk, man. Talk the talk. Yeah. Talk the talk.
Victor, I don't think you
exactly. Talk the talk.
Victor, she's being ironic.
No. I haven't got a problem with women cheating. Listen, I'm not under any illusion to think that women don't cheat. Yeah, I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying to you? I'm not that guy. So when I come correct, yeah, I will know if the woman's coming correct. Yeah, it's an innate thing. You have to know thyself to know these things. You know what I'm saying to you? We all got choices. Women are very powerful. Women are very powerful. Trust me. Yeah, like I said to you, who are the men cheating with? Exactly. So what I'm saying to you, yeah, you got to know thyself. Yeah, it takes a lot. But on the basis, yeah, all men cheat. Yeah, but women have it in them not to cheat. Although they are clinical at it, they have it in them not to cheat. But don't be under no illusion.
Oh,
that's all I'm saying. You got to move real. Yeah.
So hold on. So the energy is that the man them can cheat, and we have it in us not to cheat. I got you.
So what you're saying, Victor, is that we were born not to cheat, and you were born to cheat. So from the portal of life, you came through.
No. Don't look at it that way. Yeah, the word cheat. Yeah, a lot of people have emotional attachment to that word. I don't respect that word. I don't look at that word anything. It's nothing to me. Yeah.
Why?
What you have to understand the physiology of a man.
Hold on. Wait a second. The English language has value. When we use a word, it has a value in it. So if we're saying cheat, again, someone with Miss Blue Love was talking about why is polygamy always put up in a man's sexual quest when polygamy isn't about sex or having multiple women and all the rest of it.
That's
and again, I'm reading that because cheating next to you telling your woman I am having multiple women and she accepting that is two different things, isn't it?
Can I answer that, Richie? Because I was the one that I did say polygamy. So I don't mean any disrespect when I say polygamy. Honestly, what I was trying to say is that if a man says that a woman has to understand that basically he's going to be interested in other women, because I was putting it lightly in the way of how Victor explained it. So I said if he's gonna say that women should understand and accept that he's going to be interested in other women, then I feel that if he's honest with himself, maybe a polygamous relationship might be easier, because in a sense he can find different things and maybe women who can maybe offer him an understanding that there are different needs and they're okay with him sharing a relationship rather than him having to be a serial cheater. That's what I meant to say. So I do apologize.
Listen,
polygamy.
No, the bottom line is, you lot got to realize your potential as women, yeah? You know what I'm saying to you? Because you all need men. A woman always need a man, yeah? Remember that, yeah? Women always need men. So what you have to understand is you have... What? So women will never need men?
First of all, men need women.
Women will
never...
Listen.
Men need women because without cannot even continue.
Not like that. Not like that. Not get the sexual aspect away. Not like that. Yeah.
And
they will need men for a specific reason. You know what I'm saying?
Women would like to have.
So hold on. Wait. Let me scratch my head a minute. Wait. So. If not for the sexual, if not for the sexual aspect, why do women need men, bub? Black Eyes, turn on your TV.
You ask yourself that question. Why do you need a man?
No, hold on.
If it's not about sex, what do you need a man for?
Listen, wait, calm down, bub. Yeah. I've just heard you say that women need men. All right, I'm like, cool. You're saying not for the sexual aspect. I'm saying, all right, then cool. Now I'm asking you to tell me why else we need men. Respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're a woman, so I'm asking you, what do you need a man for if you take the sex out?
You said that we need
That's not how the thing works, my guy. Yeah.
What you're looking for? Are you with a man, or are you looking for a man?
Hold on. Are you just talking for the sake of it, or do you want to have a conversation?
No. I'm just saying. Are you with a man? Are you looking for a man?
Hold on. Vic. It's for this to work and for everyone to keep it moving, yeah. And we respond directly to the questions or comments that were just literally made to them, yeah. And then we'll keep it moving. So 19, say what you're gonna say, and then Vic, you can respond to what she's asking.
No, Black Eyes, I was just responding to the gentleman, right? He said women need men, yeah. Then it was said, and not just for sexual reasons, yeah. I'm like, cool. So now I'm asking him why he believes women need men, respectfully.
Well, for protection in a lot of situations.
Oh, you answering for
no,
me?
But what I'm saying is, no. Let me speak, yeah. She's asking me that question, yeah. But for me to answer her, yeah, that would mean I understand a woman.
But
That don't make
you're
no
the
sense.
one. But you're the one.
No, listen. No, listen to what I'm saying to you. Listen to what. No. You have to understand what I'm saying to you. For me to give an answer to that question.
Hold on. No one can't speak at the same time. Say what you're saying, and then Carla, one second.
Can I explain? Can I explain myself? Can I explain myself? Can I explain myself?
1 second, one at a time. Vic, finish explaining yourself. Then Carla come in and Macon. Wagwan, my brother.
Hey, I just want to know, is my mic clear? Is my mic clear?
Yeah. We can hear you.
All right, cool.
All right, go on, Vic.
What I'm saying, what I'm saying is, for me to give an answer to that question that she asked, will mean I understand a woman. And I said that doesn't make sense. No man Listen, so the woman have to tell me what she wants from a man.
The assertion. You made the assertion that women need men. You made that assertion.
So do you think that's wrong? Do you think I'm lying? Do you think I'm lying?
So now, with the assertion that you made, we are now asking you why you believe women need men, especially when the sex thing was taken out. Yeah. So we're waiting to hear. That's all. We didn't say that we don't need men, you know, or whatever. You said women need men. Cool. Now we're waiting to hear the list.
Right.
Why
okay. So, right. Okay. Just to put it in context, to complete you. Do you get that? Do you understand that? See, before you get to that point, you wasn't understanding what I'm trying to explain to you. So when I said this to you, you're thinking, what the fuck is he talking about? To complete me, you see that? You see, the thing is, you've got to understand reality for what it is. When it comes to relationships, you have to understand the physiology and the mental aspect of a man in his purest form.
Can we just stick
you understand?
To why?
Yeah. So
can we just stick to no?
Okay, I'm saying to you,
you're going off piece. Okay, no.
You're
going off piece.
No.
You're going off.
The answer to the question is, you need a man to complete you.
Okay, thank you.
The answer to the question is, you need a man to complete you. Yeah. So, do you think I'm lying? Is that a lie? Is that a lie?
Okay, my guy, calm down, man. Like, seriously, calm down, man. It's just not a fight. Okay? So, do I need I could say, not good. I'm glad we acknowledge that. I could say that definitely there's certain aspects where I could agree with that, yeah.
Okay. We there, Vic. You hear what she just said? Why is it dead air all of a sudden?
Yeah, that's just a dramatic pause. Yeah, that was a dramatic to pause. Just to let that resonate. Yeah, to let that resonate. You get me? Yeah.
But let's go a bit further, though. You know what I mean? Let's not. Yeah, that was just 1 month of the pregnancy, so we can go a little further still, because I don't want you to think we're pot baby yet. So, okay, I agree with to a certain extent, but can we dig a little bit deeper in that, or do you want to just leave it there?
Hold up, Carla's back now. I know Carla wanted to say something now that he's finished.
Just leave it there.
If you want to say, Carla, listen, wait, before you say something, Carla, listen, we kind of gone left and now we're right. It's all good. It's Black Eyes TV, True Talk Tuesday. This is what we do. I don't know where it's gonna go, but this is where we're talking now. We're talking about men and women and why women need men. And I'm gonna assume men need women.
Yeah.
Like if we're all sensible black people here. But again, let me not assume on anybody's answer.
More
the link is in the
Black
chat.
Eye, and I will add to that more.
Hold up, the link is in the chat. I'm just there. Jump on.
Shit tonight.
What's your opinion?
Men need women more.
I'm gonna say before my phone drops.
Yeah, that's right, Black Eyes. You need us more.
Yeah, I literally.
No one come chat for me.
Wait.
Then why are you upset at the G?
But I was going to say though to Victor though, I think it's absolutely ludicrous that you think that women need men. First of all, we both need and want each other. Stop pretending like it's a one-sided thing. This isn't a Venus and Mars thing. Men cannot procreate without us. Women can't procreate, as well as get along in life. Whether it's just to be the yin and yang, the negative, the positive, and the balance. Let's not pretend that there aren't goddesses and gods, and there isn't everything in between, and there isn't just life and just being happy. Whether it's a brother and sister, a cousin and an uncle and an auntie, women and men have to be here together. So let's not start to act like we need to depend on men, and without men there is nothing that we can do, right? So therefore, if we let go of that silly premise and that silly old school thought, then we start to look at who we are as people, and that's how you start to know thyself. Stop trying
Let me ask the young man. Oh, sorry, sis. My bad. Sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah.
My bad. My impulse. Let me ask the young man something. What's today? The 30th of March, 2021. Yeah. Yeah. Who needs who more? Man needs woman more, or woman needs man more? All things being considered, all the things that you put into the equation, who needs more? Mr. Adol.
Well, if you put it like that, then we both need each other more.
No. But I want you to fall on one side. I want you to fall on one. Now you can't now come and give us an equilibrium. Nah, you can't do that. So
the question you asked, that was the right answer.
Hold up, Vic. I gotta give my answer, and I just think it's equal. Need is equal, and that's the part that's causing the friction, because we think it's somewhere on
balance,
one of the lines, and it's not. I think it's an equal thing. Society may be trying to tell you, this set needs more power, this one has too much power, and and this, that, and the other. But if we're talking about true Black consciousness, Black family, procreating in the most healthy way and everything else, then we need each other just as much.
That's right. So when it becomes a balance, when it's a balance, then everyone's in their own corner, in it, building that family. We understand it's a code. Yeah, because we know. This is how. Because listen, you don't get it. People are not on that level. No. They're not on that level to live the life you lot want. A lot of people are not on that level to live the life that you want, aspire to. You know what I'm saying?
Victor,
what do you mean?
Yeah. We need each other more, but
Victor,
in aspect of what we're saying about information.
5 minutes ago, you were telling me that I need you.
Exactly. I just came back, Victor, and I just told you, I just said to you, I just gave you 5 to 6 reasons as to why we need each other as men and women, and about balance and negativity, yin and yang coming together, all of that stuff. And now you want to come back around full circle and say we all need each other. I really think that we need to think about the things that we're saying before we say it, Victor, because you're
not getting it. You're not getting it. If I'm telling you that if you have me, you're complete.
But when you're saying to put people in the corner,
if I'm telling you've got a man and you're complete, you're saying that's wrong.
No, wait a minute. First of all, he doesn't complete you. You don't have a man and you're complete, because you can have this. We're all people, and there's aspects and elements of who we are. So you cannot complete me, I cannot complete you. But what we can do is to come together so that we become somewhat aligned or balanced or in harmony. It doesn't mean that you complete me. I can do things without that man, and I can do things with my female friends, families, or whoever else, and be okay and have a complete experience. So therefore, it's not about putting ourselves into each other's corners, into any corners, and it's also not about separation. Because if we look at it as a whole, there is no separation. It's just a connectivity.
Exactly. So whatever equation you come with, there's always going to be a part where the man's always going to play a part.
And the women will too.
The man is always going to play a part.
And so will women.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So it's a complete. You need me, but you're trying to single it out like, oh, why are you saying that? That's the ego.
No, because
Are you a Christian, Mr. Adol?
He sounds like one. He's not. No.
No, I'm not a Christian. No, I don't. See, you're twisted. Yeah, Rich will tell you I'm not a Christian.
It was just a question.
I'm real. Well, okay, I'm just letting you know.
There's many real
I'm
people
not a
out
Christian.
here. No one ain't got the monopoly on being real. But I think you need to calm down a bit.
Listen.
Seriously.
No, but what I'm saying is, I'm very passionate, when I speak. So excuse for that, But what I'm saying is, if you flip your neck back and you look into reality, of the situation of relationships collectively in your society, in your environment, what do you see? Do you see what you're trying to object from me?
Sorry?
Nine. Let me ask you. See what I said earlier about the balance, and what Vic is alluding to. What is your stance? Do you think? Because I see a Miss Blue Love in the chat was saying about men need women more at this point. She feels. But what's your opinion? What is your stance? Is it?
I mean, when I said that, I was being slightly facetious to the young man, just in response to what he had said previously in terms of, you know what I mean. But I think he's come back and kind of framed it differently still. Although I could still leave that question on the table. But no, obviously, it's like the sister said before. Definitely, it's about yin and yang. I say the 180, 180. If you're covering that side and I'm covering that side, we've got the whole 360 covered. So 100%, that is my my belief and opinion. You know what I mean? And that's what I would want to happen. However, we know that in reality, that's not always the same. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, of course, all things being equal, all things, you know what I mean? That's how it should be, man. And for many of us, that's how we came up. And that's obviously how we would want to replicate, man. But, you know, that's what I would say to that. Yeah.
Mr. Macon, Wagwan, son. Welcome to True Talk Tuesday. We've gone left, right. We're all over the fucking
Is my mic good? Can you hear me? Is my sound?
Your mic is good, crispy. Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell y'all talking about.
Listen, it started off on one thing, but now we was just talking about the need, men and women, who needs who more. Me and you already done chop this up and talked about this how many weeks ago, but again, this is where we find ourselves at. Also, Vic was saying that all men cheat. You get me? Regardless. And then he kind of, to me, he contradicted himself and kind of said, no, well, it's a choice and it depends on circumstances.
But what was it with the women? What the hell was that? Hold on for a second, man. Damn. These damn kids.
They're tearing up his house. Listen, people, EX, I see you there. Do you need a balance? Let's see what you're saying here.
And I also disagree
with you're incomplete without your opposite. If you seek balance, then you're incomplete without your opposite. Balancing the whole overall situation we're talking about.
I'm back.
You need a man, you need a woman. That's what we was kind of alluding to. But where you at, EX?
Well, was he?
And I don't believe that all men cheat neither. So I like to also.
No. Put one back.
I don't think all men cheat. All men have the potential to cheat, as do women, but I don't think all men cheat. Just like I don't think all women cheat. Yeah.
So he was saying all men cheat, and then he was what did he say about the women?
He said that
we need you, that we need cheating men is what he.
Man, listen, man, this is like so fucking fifth grade-ish. Like, come on, man.
Oh,
I mean, like,
come on, Mike. Not that bad, man. Come on, Mike.
So women. So women need cheating men, huh? That's what's being that's what the so
no.
That's the bit of sarcasm.
Listen, what Vic actually said was that all men cheat.
Mm-hmm.
That was his initial statement. They have a predisposition to cheating. Straight away, women challenged that and said, well, hold up. What's that about? Are you saying all men? He was at first staying on that point. Then he changed it and said, well, no, there's circumstances you can make the conscious thought to commit to the woman and all of that. So straight away, it's not a predisposition then if you're talking about choices and all this kind of thing. But that was his position. So we'll deal with that first of all, George, with you. Do all men cheat? Yeah, are we all pre-designed to cheat?
I don't think I'm not going to sit here and say 100% that all men cheat, but I know in man's nature, I don't think that we have what's the word? What they call it? What they call it when you're was it monogamous or something? I don't think that we. I just think by nature. How can I think a man, because we talk about this on the phone. I think a man can be in love with a woman, drop in love with a woman, give her the world, but still sleep with somebody else. I just think that I think because I think that it's looked at like this man don't love this woman if he did this, and I say that that's not true. I don't know. Like I don't like man's nature. I don't know too many men that they're probably loyal, but that don't mean that they don't think about sleeping out, or if they can get away with it, they wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? You know, so I don't know, but we remember we had a conversation on the phone about African cultures, and like
hold up, George. Watch this though. See when we use the word cheat,
right?
We're alluding to somebody cheating, lying, and creating a story, being deceptive.
Right, but that's what I was going to. That's what I was going into. That's why I was really asked in African cultures and the ones I studied, the men had more than one woman anyway. Now the question I would have to ask is that the Africans, before a white interruption, did we understand our natures better than this Western culture? Better than this Western culture we've been indoctrinated into. Whereas though, like, it wasn't more or less cheating because a man had more than one wife, but that was the culture we understood. Nowadays, you got men just running around slanging and banging. But is that something that he just does naturally, and the society is forcing him to be loyal to one woman? I mean, those are legitimate conversations, though. Well, you know, when you look at this society and what the society has done, and how they take men and women cheating and created a $1 billion economic market off of it. So I mean, I can't say me as a man, I love my wife, but I know what us as men we talk about when we amongst ourselves. I know what we do. I know what we talk about, and I don't know. I'm not going to say and say all men cheat, but I'm not going to say it concretely say that it's not in men's nature to have more than one woman.
Cool. Second. You've also talked about this from this Kevin Samuels show that we was talking about that time, about this need of who needs each other more and all of this kind of
that's crazy. Really
cool. Speak to that now. What's your opinion on that? Do men, because there was a couple people in the chat that were saying they thought men needed women more. No one on the panel was saying that. I'm asking your opinion.
We need each other in balance, man. This universe is creating balance, man. Men need women and women need men. And the, you know, outside of our lower selves and like the things that we go through and need, like there's a lot of things that men need from a woman. That's why she's here. That's why she's created. That's why and then there's things that women need from us. But we need that balance to each other. You ain't no, I mean, if you take and extract women from certain places and certain times, men will kill each other, man. Men, like women bring certain aspects of life that women bring to societies and nations and cultures and everything that actually keeps
like life itself.
Come on. No, but what I'm saying, but we create life together. What I'm saying is there's no life without men and women together. There's no one.
So you can't even give us the little childbirth thing, no?
Hold on. No,
we can't have that one on our own, no?
No, slow down, because
all right, we done it together.
Hold on for a second. Let me finish my point, because I don't do the gender war. So you got to say that for somebody else. That's not me. What I'm saying is we do everything in balance. We do everything in balance. Like there's no life with just the woman or with just the man. I don't subscribe to that. I can't do nothing when it comes to life without her, and she can't do nothing without me. So we're enjoying to each other to make this reality even be what it is. So by me knowing that, you know, that woman is my partner. You know what I mean? You know, in the things that I do now we have different roles in the way we move society as well. But as far as the king and the line and all that stuff, that comes through the womb of a woman. I mean, that when we put that there together. So I always reverence and hold the woman in the highest regard. You know what I mean? But I think that in a society like we've lost our way of understanding of each other. We don't hold each other in the highest regard no more. We all looking to compete. Like the woman jumped in. You don't even give us that. I don't subscribe to that. I look at the woman and I look at myself. We are that which is everything. Without us, there is nothing. And then everything we can have a conversation.
So do you think? Hi, by the way, I'm Carla. I was wondering. So from what you said, and I really do actually, as Victor was saying earlier about understanding and accepting, and so from what you've said, I think that's something that I could more understand and accept, because you were saying about it's technically, the way that people have been taught, the way people have been reared in societies, right? So do you think that as Black men and women, if we were to begin teaching our sons and women, but according to Victor, we need to teach our sons, in my opinion, from what he said, we need to teach our sons to be more accepting of themselves and understanding of who they are and what they need to have, rather than just sleeping around and cheating on women. Because if you have the ability to love one person, and you don't need to have it outside, so you can have conversations, you can 100% find other women attractive. Like, I'm not someone, for example, if I'm in a relationship, first of all, if I was with a man and he didn't find any other women attractive, I would actually think to myself, not in a bad way, but I think, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, you don't see that she's fine? I might think she looks so bloody sexy as well. Like, she looks great, right? Like, why are you not? Like, what's wrong with you? Do I look nice? Like, now I'll start thinking, well, I don't know what I'm wearing. I could just wear anything because you don't really care, But in all sensibilities, like, isn't it a thing of, rather than saying that all men cheat, it's about some men that cheat, they actually have issues that need to be dealt with. Like, obviously there's polygamy, obviously there's culture, but we're not living in that time of the culture. So we're living in this society. So in this society, do you think there's a way that we can teach and show as men and women that some people don't need to do that, or not?
I mean, under this tyranny, in this society, it's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard. And Luna, I didn't say that every person cheat. Comprehension is key, Luna Star. You got to learn and listen. I didn't say that all men cheat. Now, the thing is, it's going to be hard, sis, because we're not in our rightful culture, and we're not even in our rightful mind. Like, we're forced into a culture that don't belong to us, and that's why we don't flourish in it. So it's hard. It's that's a hard thing. Because, like I said, we live in a culture that actually
It's easy. It's not hard. It's easy.
Just in case there was a misunderstanding, because I did not hear fully, so maybe I misunderstood. But just to clarify, I wasn't saying that you said that every man cheats.
No, I know. No, I didn't say it. It was somebody in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
No, but I'll say to Vic, no, it's not easy, because, like I said,
it was me.
No, I know, but I'm gonna respond to that.
Let me explain myself.
No, hold on. I heard when you was talking. Let me just say something. I was listening. Let me say this, because me and Richie, we had these conversations all the time. And if you go to my channel, me and Richie got years of conversations based off of these topics. We even when we think we're doing the right thing as Black people, we're not in our right state of mind. We're still operating and maneuvering as Europeans in everything that we do, and we don't never address it from that aspect of it. Like I said, like Richie said, what is cheating as opposed to being in a culture where it's normal for a man to have more than one woman, but he knows his roles to those women, and the women understands the culture because she's raised in it. We don't operate that way, so our women are not conditioned to even understand a man with more than one woman. It's just, and then the man that has more than one woman, he doesn't even have a mindset to how to operate with one woman, because he's operating from his lower self based off the European culture. That's the way we move.
Exactly. Because I think exactly from what you said as well, if someone, because that's the problem that I'm trying to get at. Because like you said, if men are doing that, then they're operating from their lower consciousness, their lower frequency, their lower vibration. So how do we allow
you're
men.
not understanding. You're not understanding.
Wait,
if you're honest and truthful, if you're honest and truthful, yeah, what would you deem as cheating?
No, but we already discussed what cheating was earlier, Victor. And so we're staying in that element.
So if you're honest, if you're honest and truthful about yourself, yeah, if you're honest to yourself, yeah, you can't lie to yourself, yeah. So if you're honest to yourself, within yourself, and you think what you're doing is right, yeah, and you're happy with it, consciously you're happy with it, what would another person deem as cheating?
Yeah, but
you're not telling them. Hold on. There's a value to the word.
No,
remember,
what do you mean you're not telling them? You're telling somebody who you are.
Hold on, Vic.
So
hold up, Vic. Hold up. You can reconcile whatever you want in yourself all day long. This is great. It works for me. Whatever you want to tell yourself. From the time that you choose to be deceitful and not tell that person, and on top of it, their expectation is that this is a one-to-one relationship. That's deemed as cheating, isn't it? And are you not saying something?
If you're honest,
no, but you only talked about being honest with yourself. That's still cheating. The only time it's not cheating, the only time it moves into something else, where we want to start referencing polygamy or African cultures or whatever, is when she's fully aware of what you're doing and she's accepting what you're doing. That's the only time it turns into something else.
You're not understanding. You're not understanding. If you're not getting what I'm saying to you, if you're honest to yourself, yeah. So obviously, if you come to a situation where you have to be engaging with another woman while you're with another woman, yeah. If you're honest to yourself at that precise moment, yeah, what would you do? If you're honest to yourself, that's what I'm saying to you. You can't just do something and go and lie to your girl that you didn't do nothing. But then, if you're taking an honest, conscious decision at that precise moment, who are you? Who are you? That's what I'm saying. What is it cheating? Because you're honest to your girl anyway. So when you flip with whatever girl, you have to go and tell your wife now, innit? And obviously, you know the consequences, innit? So if you're honest to yourself, what are you gaining from cheating? What are you gaining from cheating? Yeah. What is the purpose? Is it just the sex? Come on, man. You get it with your wife.
Well, that's a question you need to ask. Hold on. Hold on. That's a very good question. Yeah. So for a person like yourself that says every man cheats, what is the purpose of them cheating?
What is the purpose of them cheating? But if they're honest to themselves, they should know that answer.
Yeah. We've gone
past the cheating. But listen, no. I'm talking about honesty. Listen, if I approached you and I told you I'm married, but I find you attractive, I find you attractive, for whatever reason, I tell you that, but I told you everything about me. I'm married, I've got kids. Now, everything's in honesty, innit? So then from that point on, you're playing a part. If you don't want nothing to do with it, you oust it. So I'm saying to you, so then I won't force myself, but then you got to ask yourself, why would you find another woman attractive if you're with your woman?
You asked a very pertinent
so this
question,
is the point listen, we don't...
But you say things and then you want to skip past them, and they're very important things that you say. Yeah, so we need to reverse a bit, okay? So you said, why would you cheat? So now I'm asking you the question. You're the one that says all men cheat. So I'm like, cool. So now I'm asking you the question, why do men cheat?
Why do men cheat? Yeah, meaning why do men sleep with other women? Why do men sleep with other women?
However you perceive.
But that's what you're trying to ask me. Why do men sleep with other women?
Victor,
but you're putting the word cheat on it. But is this a man sleeping with a woman?
Victor, I'm using the word.
So why do men sleep with a woman? What, do you want me to answer for every man? Do you want me to answer for every man?
The goalposts are moving. It's very clear we've been using the word cheat for a good hot minute now. And I already clarified earlier the difference between cheating and you having multiple women that your supposed main woman, if we're going to still say that, knows about. there's a difference. There's a marked difference, Vic.
Yeah, that's not
I'm not
cheating.
like be silly about it. Like if I'm saying if I'm saying Vic, you're cheating on your girl or your wife, you know what I mean, innit? You know I mean.
Yes,
get what
that's dishonesty. That's not being. That's lying to yourself. That's lying to yourself.
Hold up, Vic. Forget the honesty you show with yourself. Forget the honesty you show with the girl who you've drawn. We're talking about the honesty with the woman who is your supposed main woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, if you've got no main woman, then there's no cheating in the first place. The word disappears.
Exactly. I think Victor, what it seems like is that you seem to say things and then you do a full 360, a 180, or whatever people want to call it. At the end of the day, maybe what we're discussing, what you're trying to say is that it's not cheating. You're saying that if we're honest with ourselves and we understand that the person that they're with likes other women, then that woman's okay. So I have examples of people I know, especially one of my uncles, and he used to be a serial cheater. And one day my mom said to him, why don't you just be honest? Because these women are fighting each other over you. There's a whole load of drama going on for no reason. You might as well just tell them. And he was afraid. And he said, you know what could I lose? Because my mom said, well, what could you lose? Either way, you're going to cheat, so you find other women anyway. So one day, years later, he decided. And from that day forth, every single woman that he's with knows that he'll have another woman. So he divides his time. He's not in a polygamous relationship. They're not together, but he lets every single woman know that actually you're not number one. You're number one when I'm with you. And when I'm not with you, you're not number one. Now it's up to her to accept it. And they do accept it, whether they like it or not, or they claim to like it or not, they accept it. But that's not what you were talking about.
That's a man understanding his true nature.
Hold on.
You were saying that women are. You were saying about people cheating. And so therefore, when we look at the word cheating, a cheater is a liar and someone who's deceiving. And we've said it. Richie said it and clarified, and you agreed with it. So that's where I'm saying you're going back on yourself now.
Can I ask a question?
So now we agree it's not a predisposition, it's not a psychological effect, and it's not called that word you said called Coolidge. What it is that he just wants to be with other women, and if the woman accepts it, it's okay. Is that okay, Victor?
Can I ask a question? An important question.
Yeah, but accept it in what? Where's the respect in that? Accept it in what? Because are you adding? Or are you taking away? What is it?
I just think.
You see that? You see where that leads back to now? Kevin Wesley. Yes, all right, Kevin Wesley. Okay.
1 second.
I want to ask a question because this is. I think that we missed the point in a lot of these conversations where us as black men and women, we go back and forth, we argue over stuff that's right in front of our face that we both know that's going on. Now, I mean, if we're going to have a grown-up conversation and just be honest, right? Most women, black women, I'm just talking about us. I ain't talking about no other group, just us, and especially us in the West. A lot of our women already know that they're sharing men. It's something that they might not talk about it long as she don't see it. But for the most part, a lot of sisters know that they be sharing their men. And this is just me. This is just us now having a grown-up conversation on how can we remedy some of these problems? How can we fix this child court and all this kind of stuff? Now, we live in a culture where we live in this culture where this nuclear family monogamous relationship has been forced on us, but for the most part, people are not living that way. That's why the child court is just out of control. And that don't mean that men that sleep around, or even women, that don't make them all bad people. I just think that in our nature, sometimes some of us, these are things that just happen. I think that we got to get to a point where, listen, some people are going to be in relationships where they sleep with other people. It got to get to a point where it's honesty and everybody know, and we can go along with it. Because listen, there's a lot of women that she know her man is doing this thing. She just don't say nothing about it. This guy know his woman. Like, I'm just being real. Like, we get so emotional on these topics that we can't be grown-ups about it. But let's look at the child court. This shit is happening every day. It's to a point where we can say it's epidemic. It's an epidemic, or it's just our nature, and we're being forced to. Some of us are being forced to be a part of a system that they created.
Are you speaking about America at this point, or are you putting that as a blanket amongst?
I'm speaking about us in the West. Things that's going on in the West, in the Caribbean, here in America, in London. I'm just speaking about our people and the things that's going on where I feel like
it's the same on the continent as well.
Yeah, but I'm just speaking. I ain't mentioning the continent right now. I'm just saying for us for a minute. I'm just saying, right?
I'm telling you.
Hold on, Vic. Hold on, bro. Let's just say, because I want us to be mature about it. Let's not get emotional. Let's just say a brother can go home and say, "Babe, I fucked up. I got a baby." Like this, the brother, he taking care of his home, he taking care of everything. I think a lot of men lie and they end up in child support because they can't come home because a lot of our women are not raised in that culture to accept it. I just feel like this is not for everybody, but this is stuff that's happening every day, and there's a lot of women and men that stay in the fucking relationships with the people anyway. So we got to get to a point where what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, what might work for Victor might not work for Richie. But what worked for Richie ain't Victor's fucking business. So we gotta get to a point where we can try to fix this shit, because I'm here in Philadelphia, the child support court is off the fucking hook. And there's a lot of kids that suffer from this because nobody tells the truth about nothing. We out doing this shit, but then nobody's honest about it.
But
hold on. Black Eyed TV.
It ends up being like
that you was raised in.
Hold on, one at a time.
It can end up in a situation whereas, like Victor was saying, that women just have to accept. Whereas when you think about in a situation that could be potentially abusive or neglecting, I can't find a better word.
Point of correction. Point of correction.
Let me finish, please. So we can end up in a position where someone like me, I'll speak for myself.
Right.
If I'm in a relationship with a man and he ends up cheating on me, okay, yes, I do have a choice whether I stay with him or not, whether love or whatever the reason, and I can choose to leave him as well.
Right.
But the problem is that if we're in a situation where we're actually honestly thinking that all men or the majority of men do this, right? Now the problem doesn't lie with the female. The problem lies with the man, because it's a hard thing, because it's like you're telling me to say, you're not telling me, but it's like I have to say to myself, okay, I have to accept everything that this guy is doing because I know he's going to do it. What happens is when you accept foolishness, more foolishness happens, right? That means that my boundaries aren't respected, and my care and my thought and my way in this relationship isn't accepted, but I have to accept yours, right? So I feel that the men who feel that they have to cheat, and I feel like a lot of men are lacking in something. I may be wrong, but it seems like something's lacking in that relationship. Yes, men can step out occasionally, feel sorry. We can all make mistakes, right? And yes, more men do it than women. And sometimes women are more accepting of that, and so they forgive that side, right? Secretly or not, right? But on the same side, if you're telling someone that they have to, accept how or to understand and get along with what's happening here, really the problem is with the person who is causing the issue. So maybe he needs to look at himself and to understand why he needs to do this and what he doesn't have. Because at the end of the day, you know what happens? A lot of men cheat, right? And I've got a whole bunch of uncles. I'm a woman who's surrounded by a lot of men in my family, one of a few women and a load of men, right? And male friends, right? And I would say that at the end of the day, the men need to start looking at themselves and start being honest with what they like and who they want, because by the time they're in their 40s or 50s, they want to be single now and they want to settle down and they'll never cheat again. And most of them don't. But why do you have to wait to the older age? But if the woman does it, then they're highly offended, they're upset, and they're looking to kill her. Why?
Listen. This is what I said to you. You made a mistake. I did not say accept. I said understand. I didn't say you have to accept a man cheating. I said you have to understand why a man cheats. Yes.
No, but
you have to understand. No. Listen. If you understand how, you would not accept foolishness.
Yeah, but if I understand,
you will not accept foolishness.
if I understand you, because it's not like to say in my relationships I haven't felt like I haven't wanted to cheat. It's not like to say I haven't had the opportunity, and I haven't because I've made sure I didn't, because of my love and care for him. So if I start to understand he has those feelings, and I think to myself, well, if I'm going to allow him to have those feelings, then actually I should be able to act on it. So let's just all be honest. I'll tell him I want to cheat, I want to sleep with somebody else. It's not cheating anymore. This is the guy that I like. Are you okay with it? No. And you can do it too. No. Is that okay?
No. Real quick, Vic.
That's not mature enough.
Vic, hold on, Vic, real quick, 30 seconds. I just want to say, something I seen in the chat. Ain't no woman create no fucking babies without men. And show me that shit. When you show me that shit, man, it takes both of us, man. Like, we got to get out of this way of thinking is superior over each fucking other, man. It's man and woman together, man.
No, it's not about superiority. We have to understand.
Wait, Vic. 9, where are you? You was gonna ask me a question, I think, earlier. Sorry. 9, you still there?
She went to get something to drink.
Because she was gonna ask something, and then everybody started talking.
But I was just saying, I'm gonna get right to you, Vic. I was just saying what was in the chat, something that was said in the chat. That's all. Like, listen, man, men and women, we create these babies together. Women ain't making no babies without a man, and the man ain't making no babies without no woman, man. It's just us, man. Go ahead, Vic.
Yo, women nurture. They nurture. Women nurture. They nurture men. They nurture little boys. Yeah, Mother Nature. Women used to create men. Yeah, without the man. You know what I'm saying to you? So we have to understand. No, listen. I'm trying to be more esoteric here. Yeah. Huh?
No, you're talking esoterically. I'm talking reality right now. Not every woman.
Right, okay, so let's deal with reality then. Let's deal with the reality. Yeah, I said women need to understand why men will cheat or why men are cheaters. Yeah,
okay,
you have to understand it. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to accept it. Yeah. So because you don't have to accept it, yes, because you don't have to accept it, the man that you're with have to be honest to himself.
Okay, so then when I feel like and any other woman feels like she wants to cheat, you guys have to accept that too. And so then we don't have to feel that guilt.
But for what reason do you want to cheat? What reason are you cheating for? Just for the sex? What is it?
What it is that, like you're saying, it's not about cheating, the word anymore. What it becomes is an open relationship of understanding and acceptance. Is that okay?
No, it's not accepting it. Because if you say accepting it, you accept foolishness. Yeah, man can just sleep with whoever they want. No. You're not understanding what I'm saying to you. Listen, no. If you're honest to yourself, you won't sleep with every woman you see. No, trust me. If you're honest and truthful to yourself, you will never sleep with every woman you see or every man you see.
I'm trying to tell you, Victor, you keep saying understanding, and I'm telling you as a woman, it's not just about, in fact, not even just a woman. Because if I tell my man that I want to see or I want to do something, or I'm going to go on holiday, and he was like, we're going to go on holiday together, and I said, no, I'm going to go with my boys and my girls and my boys. And he has to understand. It's not about understanding in a relationship. Isn't just understanding. Understanding in a relationship is understanding and accepting. Because if you can't accept, then understanding doesn't matter. I can understand that you might want to kill a million people today. That doesn't change.
You're not getting me. No, you're not getting me. You're not understanding, Carly, because you're going on holiday with your friends, right?
Hold up. One at a time. Can you let Carla finish and then you come in, Vic?
Okay, so I'm just going to say, I believe as a female, as Carla, to understand something is completely different from accepting. Now I can put understanding and acceptance together. But for me to understand, do you know what? I can read a million books and understand exactly what the book says, but I don't have to accept it, like it, or go along with it. If I'm in a relationship, for me to understand you as my other half, my man, or whatever, my complete, or whatever you want to call it, I need to accept it. If I can't accept it, then our relationship isn't going to flow. And so there's contention, and I'm thinking you're cheating. That's what's happening. If I accept it, you're not cheating.
Right.
Because
you know what? That's a recipe for disaster, because you know what? You end up single. You understand? You're not understanding what I'm telling you. If you follow that path, that logical path of yours, you will end up single. That's not reality. come back to this. Like, no. What I'm trying to say to you is, yeah, if the man is honest to himself, yeah, you can make it work. Trust me. Because not every man. No, you don't know. No.
It's just about him. It's about both of you in a relationship. It's not just about me understanding. I can understand
if somebody's honest to themselves, what else do they have to do?
I can understand that
if somebody's honest to themselves,
someone's horrible. I can understand that somebody likes light-skinned girls and doesn't like dark-skinned girls. The understanding isn't what makes us have a bond. The acceptance within the understanding is what makes it work. I can understand that you might like kids. I can understand that you've boxed up a gal, but I'm not accepting that you could box me up, and I'm not accepting that you like kids. If I accept and understand, yes, but just understanding doesn't make anything right. We can understand I understand what you're saying now. I don't accept it and I don't agree with it. So we're in contention. If I accept it and I agree with it, then we're coming into alignment. That's how relationships work. It's called compromising and coming together.
All right. Okay. So if somebody's honest to themselves, you understand that, right? So you know, you don't believe, you know. So if you know, you make a conscious decision. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say.
Hold up. 9. Walk on.
Sorry to interject, Mr. Addo, and I hope I'm not being too personal here, but I'm hearing some of the things you're saying, so I have to ask, and maybe this should also be going to the gentleman below, what's it, Mr. 2020, yeah? But did you grow up in households where your mums were cheated upon?
Your mum was cheated upon? No.
Yeah. No.
What do you mean? What it was, yeah, my mum told me about my dad cheating on her, yes, but I didn't witness it.
Okay, so you came up in a situation where your mum was cheated upon and she told you, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I never lived with my dad. I lived with my mum. So my mum was a single woman by then, but she had boyfriends, innit? But what I'm saying is, she told me that my dad, when they were married, she cheated on her. Yeah.
Okay.
And did she understand? Did she understand, or was she upset about it?
No, she was upset. She didn't understand then, but now she understands now. Well, not now, but I'm saying she understands what a man is like. So when she had the boyfriends, whether the other guy was doing whatever he was doing, it didn't bother her because she knew what she understood what a man was. So if a man is honest enough, she will build with them.
I've got to admit, Mr. Addo, I'm not comfortable with the way in which you're fake. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not comfortable with this. Like, I'm not comfortable with it because, and I say that, and maybe that's because of my upbringing. Yeah, but I asked my dad in it. I phoned him. I asked him because I heard what you were saying, and my dad's a big man in it. And I asked him, like, are all men cheats? Is it something that men innately did? And he said, you're chatting shit, basically. You know, yeah, that's the first thing.
Okay.
Now, I can definitely admit and attest that my dad admitted to me, say, when he was a young man, he was all about that life, as it were. Yeah, 100%. 2 and 3 in one night and all them things there. Yeah, but once he met my mum, that was it, innit? So what that taught me is that a man can make a conscious decision, you understand what I'm saying to you, to change his behavior, this, that, and the other. You with me? Especially if he finds the right woman, innit?
Yeah.
So
that's why. But when I said that, you said I was contradicting myself.
Hold on. No, but that's not. You are contradicting yourself. You with me? Because that wasn't cheating. I'm telling you about how my dad was before he met and married my mum, innit? So I'm saying as a young man, okay, I can acknowledge a man can go in a certain way or whatever. I'll give the man them that, innit? So your royal oats or whatever, the terminology, cool. But what I'm also saying is that it's my belief that when a man meets the right woman, this, that, and the other, that whole quote unquote cheating thing goes out the window.
Right.
In my mind.
Because why? Why? Because he's honest to himself.
Excuse me?
Because he's honest to himself.
But you said
he's not living a lie, is he? Is he living a lie?
Hold on. And that's why I asked you before, why do you think men cheat, innit? You understand what I'm saying to you? Because if a man's got a woman that's giving him everything he needs, yeah, he shouldn't need to cheat.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So because he's honest to himself.
What do you mean because he's honest to himself? He honestly knows that he's got everything that he needs.
There you go.
So he's not
exception to the rule.
Can I ask a question?
Exception to the rule.
Can I ask a question? I think that because we have a lot of conversations like this, and that's why I was saying like people get emotional in the chat. Yeah, people calling me a gigolo and all kinds of stuff. But I think that we're not able to have real talk conversations. That stuff that like see how we have these conversations, but we know outside, right? There's a lot of shit going on, right? On both sides, women sleeping around, men sleeping around, everybody just doing them, and it's like damn near in a culture that's acceptable because men and women been sleeping around. It ain't just been men; it's been women too. It's all of us doing this shit collectively because a man can't be a dog without a willing participant. There's always been willing participants. The question I think that I'm asking, something me and Richie always talk about, when it comes to us as African people, as Black people, what, and Richie, get in on this. What is our culture? Like, what is our way? Because, like I said, obviously, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say like I don't cheat on my wife, right? But I when I look outside, people, it's just people just doing all kinds of shit. So I could say, well, you shouldn't do this, but it's happening every day. So I'm trying to figure out, just because I look at something that I don't think they should do, somebody else may see it. So what is the culture that we should have as Black people in the West? Like what should be normal? Like, because some women might say, you know what, I'm cool with my husband having another one. I just don't know. I'm not saying that one thing is just going to be one way because we are not living like that. Unfortunately, it's not what it is.
But then what you
in the West, the man them have been groomed to be breeders. That's what it is, especially in America. This is just the remnants of man them being groomed to be breeders. Stock. You get me? And you can't get out of the habit. That's what it is, especially in America. And it could be argued some of the islands as well.
I don't disagree with that part. That's one aspect of it. That's one aspect. That's definitely one aspect of the table.
I'm really glad to hear that you don't cheat on your wife, because the way this conversation is going, I don't know if I was getting sucked into the influence of Victor here, starting to think, wait, does every man cheat? So,
but I'm gonna tell you, Colin, I understand what Victor's trying to say because I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm in the rooms where men talk. I'm telling you, men do.
Sorry, I understand exactly what he's trying to say, and the reason why I was saying that I'm around a lot of men growing up and in my life is because I literally am, and I understand it. I'm around the conversations all the time. Even my male friends, they don't hold back; they'll talk and whatever because they know, I'm kind of in a way used to it. But I'm also used to some of them saying, "Nah, bruv, that's not the way to be." But the majority of them, yes. So I understand that side of it. But for a second there, I was starting to think, were they lying too? I don't know if they're lying to themselves. So it's nice to hear that.
I think a lot of men as well. Sorry, sis. I think for a lot of men as well, though, I think it's bravado in it, and I think in some situations the chicken and hen situation in it. Whereas, is it really man them are cheating, or is it true they're hearing man them? You know what I mean? Done in a certain way that they have to feel that they have to, be part of that kind of.
So the information, which one is it?
Because
hold on. George asked a question about what should we be on, and again,
well, this is what I was gonna say. Honestly, I feel like we need to really start looking at ourselves, and you know what? Most of what we have is interjected values, right? We have people who are from our family and our friends in our society who are telling us how to be, whether it's George, Victor, or Richard, Carla, or Ifa, whoever else, interjecting our values into people. But what seems to stick in the mold is the majority. And if we don't know ourselves, then we can fall into the mold of thinking all men cheat anyway, it's normal. It's about bravado and I can't come out of it, or pretending when you aren't and don't, or doing it when you don't want to and falling into place because you want to be like the rest of society, right? Or sometimes it's just who you are. But either way, I think that what can change is when people stop lying to themselves and start saying the truth and the consequences of cheating. Because I'll tell you what, there's some people that have some serious consequences of cheating on their wives and girlfriends, losing lives, losing their kids, losing the family they could have had, looking back in hindsight saying I should have been. And rather than them being in their 50s and 60s saying, I wish I didn't, maybe if people start to look at who they are now and stop feeling away, and men are honest with men, and men are showing their vulnerability and saying, this is why I do it, this is why you shouldn't have done it, then that can change. And also with women saying, you don't have to accept that a man is always going to do that. Because the problem with women is that a lot of women, is that even if we pretend that we accept it, the reason why there's so much dramas and the man can say, you're like a mad woman, is because she's confused. She can't bring herself together because she's like, okay, I know he's going to do it, but when's he going to do it? How's he going to do it? Has he done it? So even when a man hasn't done it, like when I'm counseling people, like a girl today who I was counseling, and she's sitting there worried about her man cheating, but she's like, he's the greatest guy ever. He's telling me everything. I know how amazing he is. But what if he does? So now she's not living in the present with him. She can't utilize that relationship. And what could happen? I said to her today, well, he might just end up cheating on you because you're accusing him. You're not trusting him. You're thinking he's going to do it anyway, and he hasn't. And what if he does in the future? Now you're going to end up saying, I knew he would. And it gets nowhere.
Let me say this real quick. I got to run around the corner.
That's low self-esteem.
Hold on real quick, Vic. I just think that we're not in a society where we can make our own laws and rules. I'm just using common sense. Like, you're gonna always have men and women that's gonna sleep out and do certain things. We don't, and even if we don't have the ability to punish that. Like, I just think that we got to have a society where if a man wants to have more than one woman, let him have a society where he can be honest about it and have the woman that she want to accept it. All men and women. But I'm gonna tell you something, right? All men and women ain't gonna do that because every man can't handle multiple women.
Exactly.
So what I'm saying is, we just gotta live in a society where if this is what you do, then this is what you do. But we don't have a land where we can punish men and women for going against certain laws. Like, so right now it just is what it is. So what I do is me being a mature person and being honest. When I'm in here in the city, I'm looking at these courts, these divorce courts, I'm looking at these child courts. Man, a lot of this stuff is out of control. And listen, who am I to say? I don't know. Like, I'm not sleeping around. I'm not sleeping around, but I'm looking at brothers and sisters that sleep around every day. So my thing is, listen, there's already women that know she's in polygamous relationships. It's just not. So let's be honest about it and let's just say what it is. If she don't want to accept it, she can leave. If he don't want to accept it, he can leave. This is something that's going on. So when I say as adults, we got to take the emotions out of it for a minute and let's look at what's actually happening. That's not me. That don't mean I condone it, but this is what's going on in the communities we come from. We got to take the emotion. It's not saying I'm a gigolo. I'm telling you what's happening. I'm not going to be a hypocrite.
Yeah, but what's going on in the communities is that we've been programmed over the years to be like
we know that, sis. What I'm saying is that's not our
natural.
No, but sis, what I'm trying to say is we know that we don't have the power right now in the laws. We don't have the ability to stop it. We don't control government, but we can stop it. So what I'm saying is, as a logical man and a leader, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, damn, I'm not the president, or we don't have a black government where we can say, yo, we're going to punish this. We're forced into it. So now what I'm saying to sisters is either accept it or leave it. Don't be in it. Because a lot of people are in this shit, man. That's what I would tell my sisters.
But this goes back to, and I agree, I 100% agree. And this goes back to originally what I had to say to Victor, when I had brought up polygamy. The reason why I brought up polygamy, because I said, if the man takes accountability and responsibility and says to her, listen, I like I don't know how he's going to say it, but I sleep with different women, or this is how I am. And she says yes, then okay. And if she says no, then okay. That's all I was saying in the beginning. But if you don't do that, then you're cheating.
Well, go on.
And Victor still hasn't answered my question as to the why. Why is man cheating?
Hold out before we get back into that. Hold out, Vic, before you answer that and get back into that. Sunray, Wagwan, brother. A nice early morning for you. Wagwan, big up for joining us from that southern hemisphere. What you got to say, bro? You've been listening to this madness today. The conversation's gone somewhere else, but yeah, is there anything you want to add before we pick back in 90 for?
I mean, not really. I mean, I can understand everybody's points and stuff. I think what George was just saying because you do find that in the Afro societies where back on the motherland, you've got the ability to have multiple wives and things like that. So I guess that doesn't, I guess, yeah, like through the lifespan of culture and just everything playing out, they've realized that these things are minuscule in the scope of everything in its wholeness, right? So these little itty bitty things that we vice on and then we fight over, but in the scheme, those things are real pitiful. So they allow everybody to come in the family unit. As George was saying, you got to accept that. The women have to accept that. The man has to accept it. But then I think what Original was saying before, 999, how she said, if you fall into that scope and the man feels that attraction, then that cheating shit is out of the case, which I combine with that because that means that it's like that not love at first sight, but you know that instinctful intuition feeling. You have that attractiveness there. So your scope isn't to go and wander around, you know? You're trying to make something out of this progressive relationship for both of you to prosper. But, you know, that's just my perspective. That's my perspective from it. And I've been there and done it.
You're here, bro. That's why you're here, for your motherfucking perspective. Yeah.
Because, I mean, as a youth, we did it too. Same thing. I mean, I guess I had the immaturity and not experienced, I guess. And then I did fall into that trap where I had a partner that I really cared for. We were going together, and then I just did silly shit and would go and, you know, looking back at it was really silly. Why would I go and interfere with, mingle with another woman when I had something going on good? But I don't know.
Yeah, that's a question. Like, yeah, go on, 9. Well,
yeah, I mean, not to sound thingy-wobby, but I think if more men got more, you know, careers, professions, educations, this and that, you know what I mean? Because too much man make woman their job. You get me? They, you know, some men say they got a degree in engineering, some man's got a degree in gal, and that's not getting no one nowhere. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, I'm being a little bit facetious in that, but for real, some men make gal their you know what I'm saying? That is it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if they were to write a job description, it'd just be gal, getting gal. You get me?
Playboy gal.
You know what I'm saying to you? So for me, that's also a problem because you ain't you ain't really got no other. Oh dear.
No, that's right. Yeah. Because in the scope of the realness, those things don't count. They're petty. There's little things that, because it's what the mainstream has forced onto our brain. It's saturated with it. And I think what a good example would be of this point that you both are making, if we had an example of these behaviors in a reverse as to the way that the mainstream has saturated people's brains with what's on social media, we need to have that example flooded on the screens and in the airwaves.
See, I do agree with that, but at the same time, I think we have to be, especially in this technological age that we're in, an era that somehow we got to do, you know, somehow do some deprogramming, especially when it comes to our young people. You know what I mean? Maybe it could be argued that for a certain set, them gone, but for the ones coming up, we got a job to deal with because the programming is not going anywhere. Yeah, and it's not like it's just that we are being, you know, individually programmed. You know what I mean? Although obviously we are one of the main tools being used for the programming, in it, but yeah, we need to build up some better barriers. You know what I mean? I know that's very lazy language, but we can't just keep saying, oh, the fucking media, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying to you? Because Johnny down the road's watching the same thing. In fact, they're probably watching more things than how we even allow our children to watch, it could be argued. But why is it that it's having more of an impact, you know what I'm saying to you, on our families, etc., than others? Now, these are the kind of conversations it could be had because, you know, and the thing is, and that's the next thing in it, and I'm sort of veering off a little bit, but I think one of the things is that this menu that they've given us in terms of the media, especially if we were to, you know, use music, etc., etc. Yeah. And the main problem that we have is obviously a lot of the popular music is built by us for, not for us, but definitely by us. All right. So when it goes out now, I guess the point I'm making is that other cultures and communities, they can leave it at their front door. Yeah, the children that act, you know, the children that are part of the quote unquote youth culture where they're all in it together are cool. You know what I mean? So in the daytime, they're all together as a big melting pot. Cool. Everyone's wagwan, very, this, that, and the other. Cool. When everyone goes home, you know what I mean? My man takes off his shoes. He's doing salam alaikum. Over there, they're doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? The point I'm making is that there's a barrier, there's a cut off, and then they go into their other world. But the unfortunate thing is that many of our children are taking that now into the yard. You know what I mean? Whereby it's now coming into the family unit and, you know, spreading itself. And I think that's a massive problem when we're speaking about the media. You know what I mean? Like, we have no barrier because it is by us, and so ultimately we are bringing it into the yard, and that, whereas other people can just, you get me, when they get to the front door, boom, that's it, lock it off. All that wagwan talk, it finishes. You're going in, you're not even speaking no type of English, bare Turkish or Bangladeshi or whatever. And obviously once they do that, straight away that they're reconnecting, you know, with the reality. But yeah, I went off a little bit, but yeah, man.
No, I feel that completely, because that's like how the Christendom has been like taken way back a long way, Council of Nicaea or whatnot, and how Malcolm X would say if Afro-Americans would just leave their ideologies and religious beliefs at the door when they step out and they unite in one sense, then the scenarios would be so different. You know, like as you're saying, they've got one ideology, one step they're going for, and these other things, they come later, you know, or they leave them at the door, as you're saying.
Yeah.
When they don't bring it into the house.
Yeah. But let me. Yeah, sorry, brother, to cut you up. Yeah, I didn't mean it to be disrespectful, but let me just round up. Yeah, you know, with this whole thing, George said, you know, what were we like before? So we just established that the men back in ancient times had more than one woman, didn't it? But it was in honesty. Yeah, the women were sharing one man, but they knew their responsibilities. The man also knew his responsibility, but it was in the open. A man can have more than one wife. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So what I'm saying to you is now we have to understand that women can't share a man.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. Exactly, to bring the family together.
All right.
Yeah,
Do you
a
know
man
what?
can say that's my woman. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
You know what?
No, see,
let's go with what you're saying, Victor.
Like, you're in the sauce, innit? You're in the sauce, yeah? You're in the sauce, yeah?
All right.
No, you're in the sauce.
Me.
You have to get me. About information. I'm bringing you.
All right, you've convinced me. We're going to do this.
Way of thinking.
All right, Victor, we're going to do this. All right, you know what? You've convinced me. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. A man has more than one woman.
No, let me tell you something. Yeah, information.
Hold on, Victor. Wait, man.
Yeah, listen.
So let's go through, all right? So let's do this. So now we're going to go through the practicalities now, all right? All right, cool. You got me on the side. Okay. Are you providing me with a house to live in?
Well, am I providing you with a house?
Yeah, you're providing.
If I'm a millionaire, yeah. If I'm a millionaire, yeah.
No.
Listen. Listen. So is that what you want from a man?
No. Listen, is that what you're not a millionaire. Listen, sorry. What did you say?
Hey, this is what I'm saying. To cut the corner on this conversation, because you've done 2.5 hours plus, yeah, and I really want to wind this down, even though we've gone all over the place, and I've enjoyed some of it, yeah. But this is the realness, yeah. When you're, as Nanifa was about to say, and she was alluding to earlier, a lot of the conversation we've had today, when we're talking about cheating or men having multiple partners, is all being based on sexual behavior. And that's what she was about to say, and that's why I'm kind of corner pick, because again, there's a big difference between, again, polygamy, where when she's about to ask you about, are you providing a house and all the rest of it, or if you've got multiple women, in the truest sense, yeah, are you providing for them all? What is it? Or are we still just talking about you just having the ability to go and see 9 today and tomorrow you go and see Carla, but they're all in their own house, living their own life? Again, that's a different shout. That's something completely different than you saying, okay, you know, or referencing African cultures, as we've done earlier in the conversation, where we say, look, black man's usually or had more than one wife multiple times in history in different cultures and whatever. But when that's happening over there, it's not a case of man just banging girls in different houses. Man's providing, there's a system that's going on, innit? So that's not happening majority of the time here. Majority of the time in the diaspora, in the West, what we're alluding to is just having the ability to be able to sleep with someone else, which is that's not really doing nothing. There's no moral fiber to it. There's no commitment to it. You understand? And really, from that aspect, a man is the true beneficiary most of the time in that situation, isn't it? Especially if he's not telling the women what he's doing.
Can I just add on to
this
that?
Goes back to the question, then women should not be possessive. Possessiveness shouldn't come from a woman, then, if that's the case.
Well, can I just add as well?
He's mine, only mine, if that mind.
Hold on. You're not hearing. Hold up, everyone. Everyone calm down. Carla's going to say something, and 9 can respond. And they're responding to you, Vic, what you just asked, I'm assuming, and what I just said. Go on, Carla.
Yeah, I just want to add on to that as well. Remember, when the men were doing this is also a dowry. And also, it wasn't even the men that were choosing in most of the African religions. It wasn't that they went out and picked a woman and said, that's who I'm going to be with. It was their families who were choosing for them in most situations. Secondly, many situations that were happening in Africa, there were also women who were also choosing men. And there were also cultures of women who would have a lot of men as well. So there was a lot of, I think it's called polyamorous, I'm guessing, I can't remember the word, but different relationships like that as well. So the difference between polyandry, there you go, sorry, polyamorous, I know what it is, sorry, polyandry, completely different, yeah. And so there was a lot of polyandry and there's a lot of polygamy as well going on. But the point is that none of that is what we're discussing tonight, and it's completely different situations. So I just like to say, bearing in mind, it's also about a sankofa of looking back, but it's not also about taking from the past. It's about how to move forward with knowing the past.
Okay. 9, where you at? 94.
No, I saw. I mean, with what the sister said, I won't even go back to what Ado, because I was just really just saying that he wasn't listening to what you were saying just in his reply. But like I said, bear with what the sister said. I'll just leave it there. Still, pick up yourself, sis.
All right. Vic or Sunray, if you got something to add to that.
Yeah, I mean, I would just end it by saying, we just got to face up to the truth. Yeah, we cannot hide ourselves. We have to understand who we are. Yeah, as a people, like I said, you cannot lie to yourself, because that would be the dumbest thing to do. Yeah, you always have to be honest to yourself. So when you engage in yourself with any other person, irrespective of you're with somebody, you have to ask yourself, why am I engaging with somebody else? Yeah, so that's you knowing yourself. Are you not happy? So you ask for this question. So I'm thinking, if a man is honest to themselves, they will not cheat. But the premise is, if you know your nature as a man, yes, you will find other women attractive. We know that. But when you do find them attractive, if you are with somebody, what can they add to that thing? And would they accept you be with somebody if you're honest enough to tell them? Yeah, what would they add to that relationship if you're serious about them? Yeah, because what we have to understand is, if you make yourself happy, you will never be able, to make somebody else happy. so you can't possess them. You understand?
Why
the whole point is making yourself happy and loving yourself. Once you do that, you can't. No. So listen. So if a man is honest to themselves, yeah, and the woman is selflessly in love with herself, selflessly in love with herself, yeah, and the man is honest to himself, and they have engagement in some sort of way, it will work. Trust me, it will work.
So basically, yeah,
you have to understand yourself. Yeah.
Hold on,
Vic.
Let 9 respond. Hold up. Let 9 respond now. Fun.
So is that what you're gonna teach your daughter?
What do you mean? Of course, she has to understand what a man's like. You're the ones raising up the boys.
So, okay,
so I've got to let. So I've got to tell my daughter what they're like.
Listen, please calm down. Yeah. There's like 60 minutes in an hour. Like, calm down, man. So tell me, let me hear how that conversation would go. How you would teach your daughter. Go on.
What do you mean? I would teach my daughter. I'll teach my daughter. Yeah. So I say, listen to what I'm saying to you. Yeah. To be wary of men. Yeah. Because a lot of men lie to get what they want. Being in her paradigm. Yeah. Look how they're conditioning their children to do anything. To go with anything. Yeah, all this pansexual, all this bisexual, whatever is going on right now in their world. Yeah, so I've got to let them know, yeah, that this is what it's about. Men ain't gonna be who they say they are because they've been indoctrinated to accept anything without understanding. Yeah, so I let her know the truth. Yeah, be honest to yourself and allow the man to be honest to himself. Don't possess the man. You let him be free, but you have to understand.
So basically, you're gonna teach your daughter. So you're gonna teach your daughter to be happy she's got a man, and that it's his nature to cheat.
No.
When he does cheat,
if you love yourself, listen.
Yeah, whilst loving yourself,
you're not getting what I'm saying to you.
Go on, try again.
But if you love yourself, you respect yourself, don't you? If you love yourself, you respect yourself, don't you? So why would you let a man take you for a fool?
But you're teaching your daughter to not be
a man that will take you for a fool is a man that don't know themselves.
Because you've just
let them respond.
You're teaching your daughter to not be stable in life and to not trust men at all. So that means that she can't even trust you as a man.
No,
in that way, you're already teaching your daughter in life that she has to always be on edge and be not self-aware but conscious and cautious of all of the men that she comes in contact with. And then you're talking about bisexual, pansexual, all kinds of sexual, which have nothing to do with the conversation. But if you feel that it does, what you're also interjecting into her is that actually black men or men in general have a tendency to do all these things. So now she's going to grow up being worried about who's going to do what and not know what. So when she does have a man, she's going to be insecure because there isn't one man that she's going to feel she can be secure with because you've taught her
insecure. Why would she be insecure?
Because
you've taught her insecure if that's all she knows. I mean, just on the flip side.
If you're going to,
what do you mean? I just no. Listen, if she's aware of herself, if she's aware of these things, listen.
That's not aware of herself.
You're not getting it. If she's aware of all these problems, then that means she's operating on something, on the truth. Yeah. If she's aware of all these problems, yeah. So, you're not getting me, bro. Listen. If she's aware that men cheat, if she's aware that men cheat.
Hold up. Victor, you just said something, and then you said, yeah, you're not getting me. Let her respond now to you, innit? And Sunray's got something to say as well after she's got something to say. And then you come back in, Vic.
So I'm going to say there's a difference. Nobody's walking around in the world thinking that most women aren't walking around in the world thinking that men don't cheat. That's not the problem in life. We know that some men cheat. We are aware of that. That's why there are women with insecurities and men do what they do and women do what they do. That's fine. But you said that you're going to teach her about all of this as well as bisexual, pansexual. First of all, I don't even know about pansexual. I need to even understand what that means for myself, by the way. But You're going to be teaching your daughter to grow up on all these insecurities and things that may never even affect her. If you teach your daughter all these things, instead of allowing her to explore her own world, you're teaching her to not trust men, because you're putting all of that into the paradigm of men. What the hell has the pansexual, bisexual, homosexual, whatever you were saying, got to do with cheating in the first place? This has got nothing to do with it, and you're teaching her to be insecure.
Hold up, Vic. Hold up, Vic. Hold up, Vic. Hold up, Vic. Hold up, Sunray. What you gonna say, brother? Unmute yourself.
I mean, go on. I mean, I'll let it go, but I was just wondering, like, with their parents, like, I mean, if you're going to keep that frame set of mind, one, where is the longevity, like what is it? Like, I mean, the lives, you know, longevity.
Longevity.
Like, where's the longevity in the relationship and things like that? But then also another point is you're taking the basis of like a scared person, you know, like you're not, if you're going to say, take it from the jump and say, look, all men are going to be evil and cheat, and not evil, but all men are going to wander around. You've taken and kind of instilled this scaredness into the person rather than be proud, bold, and progressive. Okay.
Exactly.
No, you're not getting. Why would a woman fear a man because she knows he's going to cheat?
It's not fear in the sense of being like horrified. It's fear that's instilled in her of a lack of trust, a lack of knowing. If you're around men, she can't sit with men and think to herself, I'm secure in what this man's gonna do. She's thinking, my dad has instilled all of this fear-based anxiety in me. She's gonna be growing up anxious of men. She's gonna feel like I can't trust them. I can't depend on them.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, she's operating on the truth, meaning she gives everybody the benefit of the doubt. Yes, but she's aware. No, listen, she's aware.
Okay, so what benefit of the doubt are you gonna give her? Because I haven't heard any tonight. So what benefit of the doubt will you give her?
That her knowing that men will cheat, her having whatever relation capacity that they have it in, she can say, well, this one would not cheat on me because he's too honest to himself. Yes, no. Giving them the benefit of but she's aware he's capable of cheating, but based on the relationship that she has with him, she can then use her conscious mind and intuitiveness, to work out that I can give this one the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, still knowing that he's capable of cheating. So when it happens, is the man, look, he will break down because he's talking to her, innit? I love you, I love you, I'll do this for you. Then he comes and cheats. But because she's aware that he's capable of doing it, she won't be broken. She will not be broken. She's solid in the mind.
What you think you're doing is that you think that you're rescuing your daughter, but you're actually harming her because you're not allowing her to.
I'm not rescuing my daughter because when I look around, there's a lot of damaged women. There's a lot of damaged women they're not strong in the mind to take a man cheating. Yes,
and where
they think past just new, so they move on.
Yes, and there are a lot of traumatized women and broken women because they've been taught that men will treat them bad. So therefore, when you talk about the benefit of the doubt, you still haven't told me any benefit of a doubt. You haven't given her any leeway of a doubt. All you've said is that she has to be aware.
If you're telling me,
all you said is that she has to be aware that all men cheat, right? And then when she's older, throughout thinking all of this, when she becomes a woman, and which could be anything from 15 upwards, when she's with this guy, she now has to intuitively use her psychic ability to deem that he's not going to be terrible because he treats her well. And then when he does cheat on her, expect it to have happened anyway. Therefore, that's not benefit of the doubt.
Listen.
That's a fear-based anxiety. She's not living in the present.
No, it's not, because you're understanding. No, you're understanding the nature of a man. Yeah, let's split. The nature of a man is a man to be territorial. Yeah, I mean not territorial, like a predator. Yeah, a hunter.
Wow.
That's the nature of a man. Listen, yeah.
I can't say, do you know?
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
the nature of a man. Any man will tell you that.
Who taught you that?
I feel like you're disrespecting men, and
that's the law of nature.
But now you're saying that men are
that's
predatory.
The law of nature. You can't beat that.
If it wasn't for certain men,
not predatory in the sense that they will kill. I'm talking about with women.
Okay, all right, Mr. Adol. Okay, Mr. Adol. No problem. Let's go with that. What is your predatory nature?
One at a time, please, ladies.
I just want to finish quickly, right? Quickly. If it wasn't for men who weren't and aren't predatory, I wouldn't have been out or rescued from a multitude of situations. So I want to say that I refuse to believe that men are predatory, and I take offense to that because I was rescued by a heckload of men.
You see when he's saying predatory and he's dropped off for a second, so I'm assuming he's going to come back on. The only way I can reconcile that statement, and I'm tired right now, but simply that men pursue women more. That's the only way I can say that men are more predatory than women, in the sense that we pursue women more most of the time. That's the setup.
Yeah. I think he means
that we do our thing. I don't know exactly what Vic was saying, what his classification is. I'm telling you my classification when I hear men being predatorial. That's what I take from that we are on the hunt for women more than women are on the hunt for us. And I still say that with tongue in cheek, because obviously women are hunting for men. But the way in which we go about it is obviously men are more aggressively forward with it. All right, here's Vic. Vic, back. Unmute yourself, bro, so we can hear your classification of why you think men are predatorial. Because I said my classification just a minute ago, but what did you mean when you said it?
Right. In the aspect of them like seeing women, yeah, as an object, yeah, a sexual object, yeah, because of how, yeah, the animalistic nature of a man is the lower vibration of him. Yeah, a lot of men haven't gone over that aspect of it. So it becomes a natural state of a man. A woman has to understand that natural aspect of a man in an animalistic form. When they see a female, they feel like, yeah, I want that. That's what they do. Yeah, if you look into nature, that's all the male animals do. Yeah, they fight over women and stuff. So we are like that in essence, if you understand. So that's what I meant about predatory, not like killing them, because they don't kill their women. No. Yeah, I don't mean like.
But you're saying that men are naturally on a lower vibration. That's what the frequency, men are naturally predispositioned to be in a lower frequency.
Right. If you disagree to that, then that means we should be seeing something.
I'm asking, is that what you're saying? I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah. In this time that we're in right now, yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of men are operating like that. Yeah.
So all men need to raise their frequency, because if they're operating in a lower frequency and vibration, then it's a terrible state of the world, right?
What did you say?
If men are operating on a low frequency and a low vibration that is a negative one, then it's a terrible state of the world that we're in.
Yeah, it's chaos. Yes, it's chaos. So you have to understand the balance.
But no, I don't have to understand. I don't have to understand chaos, and when it doesn't come up towards anything, it just stays at a lower frequency. That's not understanding again. That's just seeing it for what it is.
Yeah, but to have a solution to something, you have to understand it.
No, to have a solution to something, the person who's on the lower frequency needs to raise their frequency towards something that's more harmonious, not just stay at a low frequency. Because that means I have to bring myself down to the lower frequency to understand that frequency. I have to bring myself down to it.
Well, how would you do that?
By accepting it.
By accepting what?
The lower frequency.
No, but why would you do that?
But that's what you want me to do.
No, I don't want you to do that. No.
So if I don't accept it, then it's not gonna happen. It can't work.
If you don't accept what? The lower vibration.
Hey,
yeah. So hold on. So if you accept the higher vibration, yeah, you'll be happy, right?
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm not saying you have to accept the highest vibration. What I'm essentially saying to you is what I was saying from the beginning. To understand something isn't to accept it, right? I can understand the heckload of things, Victor. I can accept that racism is alive. I can accept that there's sexualization. I don't have to accept it. So I don't have to accept.
You mean you can understand it? You mean you can understand racism?
I can understand that Victor's saying to me that men operate on a lower vibration. Sorry, I said frequency, you said vibration. So I can understand you're saying that men act on a lower vibration. But for me, I understand it, but I think that it's a sad thing. So I don't accept it because I don't agree that all men are like that. But if they are, it's a sad state of affairs.
Yes, it's called, to sum it all up, it's called ego. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, ego. That's to sum it all up. So we're in the state of ego. So we have to come out, and to come out at that ego state of mind, we have to understand the nature of a woman and of a man. Yeah, no, because we understood.
Why can't the person who's in the lower frequency change their frequency and change and learn and understand themselves more and raise them?
Because
why do we have to come to understand it?
For the one that loves themselves, and know thyself, yeah, you have a powerful presence in any man. In the presence of any man, you will be so powerful. For a woman that knows thyself and honest to themselves, yeah. So I'm saying to you, you will attract men, yeah, that are honest to themselves too. They will be open with you, yeah. And you understanding the nature of a man, you can actually heal with your vibration. You can heal them because they are at that point to make, to make that jump. I'm saying to you, but they just need someone like you. So what I'm saying to you is, yeah, don't be upset if you're with somebody and they cheat. You thought they were a good person, yeah, and they cheat. Don't be upset. Just understand.
I don't think that women are here. I don't think women are here to heal anyone, and I don't think we should be expected to heal anyone. And therefore, because what happens is if you become the nurturer all the time and you're healing men, then actually that's
not like baby way.
He can move from the status of an alpha to a beta. And I'm not someone that can be with a beta man. And I'm not someone that's gonna be with someone who cannot have self-control, and someone who has to blame a lower vibration or a predisposition to a choice that they choose to make in their future.
All right. Okay.
Listen, hold up.
Yeah. I wish you all the best.
I'm gonna bring this to a close, but I think this conversation needs to be re-had. And by the way, Carla, you said something there in that ending statement that I have to say didn't sound right to me somehow when you said women don't need to heal men. I understand don't need to be overly caring for broken souls constantly.
Yeah.
If you're talking in that way. But again, a woman is a natural nurturer. So within the scape of a relationship, you're always going to be nurturing things and ideas and movements that the man may be doing. Yeah. Same way at some point he may be nurturing your movements and ideas and projects that you got. Just so I'm clear on what you were saying, like
and you're right. But we're talking about cheating, and he said the woman needs to heal him from being a lower vibration. So I'm saying women are not here to heal someone from the lower vibration of cheating. I don't have to heal him from cheating to bring him up. I cannot make him change for something that allegedly is a choice or a predisposition. If it's a predisposition, I can't change it. And if something he needs to heal from, he has to change it. But in everything else, of course, I want to help someone, but I'm talking about this conversation and this situation.
Cool. Say no more. All right. Smooth. Sunray, what's your final thoughts, bro, before I shut this thing down? It's been an interesting sideways conversation.
I mean, all good. It's great. Much thanks coming up and awesome, think box and stuff like that. But really, the point Vico was just saying how in the animal world, the males fight each other for the woman. But I think it's not that in a sense. It's kind of, because obviously animals don't have, they're not living in the same society and all these different trivial things that they would worry about. But it's basically, I'm thinking, an inner, just like it's just stamped. It's going to be there no matter what. It's like it's on their DNA design for them to go find a suitable reproductive partner that's going to keep the succession of their bloodline or whatnot. It's just a natural thing of reproduction, not like I don't know. I'm just saying it was just something that is just naturally it's an instinctive thing that will happen. But to that point, just power and peace to everybody out there. Be the best you can be. Much thanks. Stay tuned to Black Ice always. And just be proud and think before you move and link with like minds, man.
No doubt, my brother. 9-4, were you there? You still with us?
Yeah, bless up, man. Bless up, bless up.
What's your final thoughts, my dear, before we draw this to a close?
Gosh, I'm not even too sure, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this wasn't the allotted subject matter, but I mean, you went in.
I mean, I must acknowledge that I don't know how old Victor is or how young he is, but I do find it interesting to hear younger guys talk like that in 2021. I must admit. Yeah. What? Yeah. I don't know if that's some kind of pushback against something, man. But yeah. Hopefully, as he gets older and wiser, hopefully his thought process might change a little bit to what it is now. And God bless all the ladies that sail with him. Buckle up. I'm sure it's going to be a nice ride, man.
Vic, were you there, bro? Sailors into port, bro. Were you there? Which was your final thoughts? You're muted, bro, right now, in case you're speaking and you don't realize.
Yeah, 9-4. I was just saying to you, yeah, just for the record, yeah. Just for the record, yeah. I'm an older man, yeah. I'm married with kids, yeah. So with children, should I say, yeah. So I told you, I speak the truth, and sometimes they cut so deep, their brain can, cognition-wise, it it conflicts. Yeah, but when you look around in reality, what's going on, yeah, to have a solution to it, you've got to listen to what I'm telling you. Yeah, because there's a lot going on, and because we all have this superficial way of being with a man, yeah, in a possessive way. And that's the wrong move for a woman to do.
You can't mean? Okay, I've heard. All right, hold on a minute, because we don't want the show to go.
We don't want the
show to go. Hold on, Mr. Addo.
I'm married.
On. All right, big up to yourself, big up to your wife. Like I said, in fact, double big up to the missus, yeah, because she must be sleeping at night thinking, when's the day that Addo steps out of me? Because ultimately it's gonna come, because you've obviously told her this. Because if you're telling us this, you obviously,
of course, she knows.
She must be so slim with worry. She must have no nails. She must have bald patches, because she's just waiting for the day for Addo to step out and find one new model. Well, brother,
hey, I'm not looking nowhere. I'm not looking nowhere. I'm just telling you, yeah, how it is.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, Rich knows me. Yeah, Rich knows me, innit? So he knows what I don't suffer from none of that. Yeah, because I'm open and honest. Yeah, I don't cheat on my wife, but I understand, yeah, that I have the ability to do it. because I'm not saying I've never done it before.
Well,
I have.
Ado, come on. All right. As we know now that now we know you're a grown man with children, yeah. All right. So but we can at least we can both acknowledge that, like, just like you can cheat on me, I can cheat on you, though. You know that, right? So you know Mrs. Ado can also step, she can buy one wig, put on some nails, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But for what purpose though?
And to step out on you. To step out on you.
Why? Why would you do that? That's
may be vibrating in a lower frequency.
To teach your son that women can step out too.
Come on,
that women can step out.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works now.
But Victor,
you're living in cuckoo land, man.
No,
you're gonna have children where your daughter gets violated and your son gets violated. Your son
she won't get violated. No, she won't get violated.
The girls are gonna share it.
No, she won't get violated. Trust me. She won't get violated because she will know about it.
If that's what you're teaching,
she won't get violated. No, you don't understand. She will not get violated. Yeah,
are you telling me as a woman that I don't understand, Victor?
Yes, because she knows what. Because I'm telling her something, innit? So I'm telling her that she will know what men. I'm a man, innit? I'm a man, innit? I'm a man, so I'm speaking to my daughter.
Exactly.
Right. So I'm telling them what men are like. Right. Okay.
So can the daughter have a say? Like, do we have a say? Do we, or do we just listen to daddy?
Yeah, I'm a man. I'm telling my daughter what men are like. Full stop. So she will know what a man is like. Your mother never told you what a man is like.
Excuse me?
What?
Your father never told you what a man is like.
Excuse me?
Oh, beautiful.
Wow.
You have to make a cup of coffee, Black Eyes TV, you know, because he just got step on McCann, yeah?
Yeah, too much now.
See, that's where you're wrong, my guy. And I'm very glad that you said that, because this is one of the things that I wanted to bring to your attention. Yeah, because I heard you say about all the girls that are out there that they're all fucked up and all of these things. So what I was gonna say,
and after 9th has finished talking, Vic, Carla's got something to say as well, and then you can come in after that. Oh, 2-9, sorry.
What I was gonna say to you, Mr. Ado, sorry, is that a lot of those women out there that are fucked up, guess what? They got fucked up fathers. How about that?
Like him.
Hey, how about that? Because what I was gonna say, so let me tell you about my daddy, because I love speaking about my daddy. You chose the wrong fucking gal. You get me? Because that's what I'm saying. I learned about men from my daddy. Yes, because my daddy was the first man I have relationship with. Yes, so my daddy set the precedent when it comes to man. Yes, that's why no man can deal with me, sir. You know what I'm saying to you? I'm not finished. But seemingly the way in which you're going to speak to your daughter and teach your daughter, like I said already, she's going to be going out into the world expecting to be violated. She just don't know by which one, and you know what I mean, when. You know what I mean? You're not sending your listen, my dad sent me out into the world with a positive vibration about men. You know what I'm saying to you? Very positive. Why? Because I was positive about my dad. Yes, this is how it goes. You know what I'm saying to you? So if my dad had given me, you know, that adult kind of vibe, who knows what 90? In fact, I'll probably be this 111 today. Wouldn't even be 999, just 111. So, nah, man, the most important father relationship with his daughter is the most important thing in her life. Most important.
I think.
So this is something that you need to understand. You know what I mean? You show me a fucked up girl, and I'll show you a fucked up bitch with her papa. You know what I mean? And what I always like to tell the girl or tell the man them is this, innit? Like, see, enough girls, Mr. Adol, yeah, they fuck to get the hug at the end.
Yes.
You understand? Whereas if they've got a daddy to go home to, they don't need to go through that nonsense. They just go home to their daddy and say, "What's up, pops? give him a little rub on his head, and go about their business. Whereas the unfortunate girls have got to go through all kind of adults to get the hug at the end. See what I'm saying to you? So, yeah, man. Yeah, big up my daddy anyway, all day, every day. Weapon, trust me. Yeah. And big up your wife again, yeah? Trust me.
Yeah, now I understand why a lot of women were upset with Jackson.
Wait, hang on a minute. Can we just hear what Sunray wants to say, please?
No, just, yeah, if you didn't have anything to say, Carl, I just wanted to ask Victor, like, if you were to take this course with your daughters or something, how would you feel if she then one day comes home with this mindset of constantly, oh, the man's got to check names in because he wants to fall into a homosexual relationship or a lesbian? Would you be kind of happy with that, or?
No, for that reason, I'm gonna teach her about all that as well. Yeah, so she'll be standing on moral truth. She will know herself. She will know the difference. Yeah,
right about now, you're pushing
what?
Pushing her to women. Right about now, with your attitude, if it stands, you're pushing her towards nurturing of women and running away from men.
No, because you can see the example between me and her mother.
The example that you're giving.
Experience is best example. So she's living with her mum and dad. Yeah, she knows that's the union, that's the natural union. She can see that. Yeah, and I'm gonna use the opportunity to tell her about men, right? But she can still experience living with a man in a woman. Yeah, so she understands. You get it? Yeah, no breakage, no separation. She gets tutorage, and the experience is her living with me and her mother. And I'm telling her about men. So there's moral standpoint that she's coming from. She knows a man and a woman is complete universal aspect of who we are. Get it? Yeah. So also knowing the natural characteristics of a woman and of a man, which will come from her mother too, via understanding. Yeah.
So what are the natural characteristics of a woman then?
Listen, I said it will come from her mother too. Yeah.
Yes.
But I can't sit here and listen, I can't sit here. Yeah, I can't sit and tell you that I know women. I cannot tell. I'll be lying to you if I say that. Yeah? But
you keep telling us what women can do and men can do, but then you don't even know.
No, you're not. No. But so, are you expecting me to tell you what a woman can do?
No. This is what I'm telling you. That stop saying what a woman should do if you don't know what she can do. And secondly, I'm only going to say this, right? Because I'm going to go. But I'm going to say, I honestly hope
we're all going to go.
You will, yeah, I am, because I've got to go and do some studying for the next few hours for my assignment and finish my assignments, as you know, Richie. Anyway, but I will say that I honestly genuinely hope that you will learn along your journey to find out who you are. Hopefully you will shed the interjected problems and the fears and issues that you have in your own life and not put them onto your daughter. I don't know how old your daughter is, and I hope that your wife can at least not put anything into your daughter. I can't save your wife. I don't want to, because she's a grown woman. But for you, Victor, I hope that your toxicity stops and that you will learn more about how it is to be a true person and a true father who allows their daughter to explore, experience, and live life in a genuine way. And who knows, to not be in fear of all men, and that men are not inferior and they're not on a lower vibration. And sometimes they are, but sometimes they're not. Okay?
Right. Okay. I'm not in fear. I'm not putting my daughter in fear. Yeah. All you have to understand is, this is not about me being toxic. It's not about that. I get where you're coming from. It's not about that, because if it is, then you show me where it's working. You can only pick out one example, but collectively, can you see where it's working? Wherever you're alluding at, that I'm mad telling you something, to show me where it's working collectively. Because we just established that there's a pandemic of trauma with relationships. So show me an example where it is collectively working in a community. what you are trying to allude to. So I'm trying to show you we have to take a step back and understand where the issue is coming from. The issue is we don't understand ourselves and each other. We don't get it.
But
hence
no,
why there's so many.
but that's not even what you've been saying, though, Bab. Because all you've been saying all night. Hold on,
it's all connected. It's all connected.
All you've been saying all night is basically that men cheat, and it's in man's nature to be predatory, and it's in their innate nature to cheat. That's all you said. You've not gone into no. You've not gone into anything about people's nature. This, that, problems, this, that.
If I'm the only one to say that, that's true. It's true. Yeah, it's true collectively, because we got to look at it collectively. Don't be an individual. So you're going back to that possession thing again.
Like, listen. Men cheating is nothing new. Yeah, so I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, thank you about that. Yeah, I'm glad you know that.
So, but what are you saying though?
Yeah, so if men cheat it's nothing new, then where's the issue coming from then?
The issue
all right.
is
Okay. Thank you.
You said all men cheat and women need to understand. That's what you're saying. We need to get on with it, accept it. It's fine. Understand that men are in a lower frequency or vibration.
So what you're telling me here, you don't understand right now. That's why there's so much issues within relationships. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think you understand. Yo, Black Eyes TV.
No. So
yourself. Good night.
Okay, so if you understand, why is it not working?
Vic, hold it down. The show is coming to an end. Listen, we're definitely gonna have to bring back this subject matter. I see.
Yeah, I loved it. Love to all the ladies, man. Yeah, it's all love. Yeah, really, it's all love. Trust me.
Yeah, we've seen this. We stumbled into this subject matter, but it's obviously a hot topic. As always, you get me. Big up to everybody in the chat that's been chatting, going back and forth, adding comments. Who's liked the thing? You know, come back next Tuesday for another True Talk. There should be a show on Thursday, so look out for the flyer. Another hip-hop related show, so look out for that one. And there'll be a show next week, Tuesday, on mental health, with two sisters joining me talking about Black mental health in our sisters and in the community at large. So that should be a good show. So look out for that, people. But big up to everybody that supported Black Eyes TV this evening. And come out, and don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. And if it's not too much trouble, hit that cash app, please. Big up to yourselves. Have a great evening. Black Eyes TV.